up, dude? Like the stream. How's it going, man? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Big Mike. I have not checked. NFL yet. I am waiting for the last week to finish up so I can see all the matchups, and then that's when people will start posting. Their shit. So here's. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they have a chance at winning. No, I think they're gonna need more than just that 33. But they have a chance at going. Because I think I'm in the presence of an elite teep kicker and grapist. How's it going, Cage? So yeah, I don't think the Redskins are going to win because I feel very strongly that the winner is coming out of the AFC this year, and I feel very strongly it's either one of two teams. And last year I was. Oh, Big Larry says hi. Are you making your presence known, Big Larry? Yeah. Last year I was pretty certain that Baltimore was going to win it up until the point when they lost to Kansas City. And then I knew Kansas City was going to win it. And I feel no different this year. I feel it's they just delayed it a year, but I think Baltimore is going to take it all. And if it's not Baltimore, then it's Kansas City. That I am pretty certain. There's a whole bunch, like in the discourse I'm in, the people looking at the futures, I can say the vast majority of them are heavy on the Chiefs, and that's why I'm not. I'm not so heavy on them, because last year the vast majority of them were heavy on the Ravens, and I was, and yeah, you saw what happened, because there's a lot of too many people know what to look for. So there's a lot of what's it called? There's a lot of false narratives painted by the numbers. So if that makes sense. So I like the Ravens, but I'm going to be looking specifically for deaths in the news once playoffs. Actually, I should start looking now. I should start looking at deaths and seeing how they relate to certain teams. Because if there's certain deaths that relate to Kansas City, then I will switch my pick to Kansas City or any other team. They always tell you with the deaths. But how was your guys' New Year? I'm sure. Do you guys feel? I was talking to Big Joey about this. I don't know if anyone feels it yet, because I've been asking everyone. No one feels it, but do you feel different? Like does the air around you, not like the quality of it, but does it just feel like there's more energy in the room wherever you are, and you have a little bit more access to your like higher brain capacities? I don't know. I feel like I'm the only one, but I think everyone's going to be feeling it in a few days. And I think I just got like a glimpse of it. But it's a very interesting feeling, and 2025 is going to be it's going to be a crazy fucking year. I'll say that. It's going to be the craziest year of our lives in terms of news shit. There's going to be like huge changes, I think. Like just in terms of the geographical makeup of the continent, I think there's going to be huge changes in 2025. That's a sick soul prediction. Well, if they can just make it, I'll be happy. They can, because that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be Baltimore. So if it's Baltimore, I think Baltimore versus the Redskins would be a really good Super Bowl. Would it not be? And there's usually an underdog story. Dude, so I don't know if you're here for when I said the Bengals were gonna I predicted the Bengals were gonna get in when they were really shitty. I said that on one of my last streams. So I still think I still think the Bengals are going to get in because there's just a lot of reason to think that. But if not, then the Bengals are going to be good next year regardless. That's a 6-hole prediction. But yeah, I feel like um, I feel like Baltimore versus Washington is a good Buffalo choke. I believe that. I think there's certain same with Detroit. There's certain cities that their teams will always choke if they're from that city. Cleveland, another one of those. So yeah, I agree with that. But I would be super shocked if it's not well, I said this at the very end of last year when Kansas City won. I said next year it's either going to be Kansas City for a three-peat or Baltimore Ravens or Cincinnati Bengals. It can only be one of those three teams. And I still believe that. Having watched zero football this entire season, having made zero bets on football this entire season. But I have made a few bets actually. I think I bet the Chargers one, but it was just because I just happened to look in the Discord and I liked what I saw, but I haven't done any research or anything. So I haven't been like paying attention to the narratives, and I have no idea who the new rookies are. So I'm not the best person to ask because football is it's just not my passion anymore. It's too fake. It's too fake of a sport. It's more real than basketball, but not by much these days. Like this is not the NBA I grew up watching. This is not the NFL I grew up watching. So I just don't watch it anymore. NBA Finals prediction: Boston, easy. I don't know who I don't know who they'll be facing yet, but I am pretty damn confident it's going to be Boston again. At least from the things that I saw, and at least from the things I saw in Discord, that it's going to be Boston. Hold on, I will be right back. Real quick. I just wanted to get my other phone because I want to talk about the fights, the shitty fights coming up. But and I have pictures, so I always forget who's on the card. So I took screenshots on my other phone. So now I know. So my finals prediction, it will be Boston versus. I haven't watched any NBA games at all. I've watched a little bit of Wemby highlights because Wemby's insane, and I watched a little bit of LaMelo Ball highlights just because they just let him play street ball and it's fun to watch. But that's it. Like I don't really care about I don't really care about those sports. I'm telling you, the big money league to bet on is WNBA, and that's the league outside of MMA that I put a lot of attention to because it's so much easier to make money in that league versus NBA or NFL because there's a lot fewer people betting it, and most of the people bet it. They don't bet it like how I do pork. What's up? What's up, Tay McDowell? How's it going? I'm guessing you're not the true Tay McDowell, my Ohio brother, my worm brother, well, I'm not an alcoholic anymore, but my former alcoholic brother. I'm surprised. Like, I quit drinking 2 weeks ago. I did drink yesterday because this is New Year's Eve, and I wanted to, and I just had a loco, so I did it. But I can't believe there was no withdrawal symptoms at all, and you didn't even ask me how that happened. Like, do you know who you is? Yeah, but anyways, I don't think alcohol, like physical withdrawals from alcohol, is a real thing. I think what happens is that alcohol, it drains your vitamin A, your B1 and your B9 so severely that when you stop drinking it, your body starts going through all these issues because of those severe nutrient deficiencies. So if you just trust me, and let me send you some supplements, pretty cheap, and you just fucking take them every day. I'm not telling you to stop drinking, but it would like whenever if you wanted to. Okay, William. I don't even know why I'm talking to you like you're actually fucking him. But, and so I do want to see Big Kev make a turnaround in 2025. I think he can do it. I don't think he can do it right now, but I think he can do it in a few days, and I think he can do it if he just takes it's just 3 supplements. It's just 3 supplements that so because everyone says alcohol withdrawals are so bad, but I went so fucking hard on the alcohol for 8 months straight, so fucking hard, and there was no withdrawal symptoms at all, and that has to be because of the supplements I take, or just because I'm a seasoned veteran when it comes to withdrawing on substances. So maybe that's a thing, but I don't know. I don't think that's it. Because that's not it. That's not it. Because I'll bring this to the HHC shit. I smoked. I was telling Big James this. I smoked 2.5 grams of HHC straight without smoking a regular THC. 2.5 grams of oil, not flour. And my withdrawal symptoms, and that was like over the course of like a week and a half, and my withdrawal symptoms were way worse, way worse than my withdrawal symptoms for drinking 2 Four Locos every day for 8 months. Like significantly worse. They didn't last that long because I didn't do it for that long. It was like 3 days where I couldn't sleep and I was having crazy nightmares. But that's how non-existent the alcohol shit was, and that's how bad HHC actually felt like you're withdrawing from a hard drug. Where alcohol, I'm still yarging my brains out. I'm like yarging for my life every single day because I'm still drinking kombucha and stuff. I'm repopulating my gut, and that Four Loko yesterday, it definitely set me back a few days. Definitely set me back a few days. I don't know how I did that twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day for 8 months. That was pretty gnarly. But I'm going to go over the card, or at least some of the interesting fights on the card. There's a lot of not so interesting fights on the card. And I'm going to be honest, I haven't done any, what's it called? Tape on it at all. But I did notice, I don't have the odds here, but I did notice that some of the odds are fucking ridiculous. Like in the first female fight, Klein is like minus 800 or some shit. And like, she's good, but she's new. She's fucking new. I don't understand. Like, I don't know how any woman can be minus 800 when they haven't won a fucking fight in the UFC. I don't understand how it's possible. And Judakova isn't bad. I don't think Judakova is good, but she's not bad. I think Klein's going to win. I'm not saying bet Judakova, but I wouldn't be surprised if Judakova wins at all. But let's see. Okay, so this is the fight I think everyone. There's really only one fight on this card that everyone cares about. Everything else is bullshit. So I'll talk about this. I think I have to, right? Yarg! Yes. I think this has been a much anticipated change in weight, and I think we've all been. Oh shit! The actual. The actual. I don't know if it's the actual Taylor McDowell, but if it is, how's it going, dude? But I think I personally have been waiting years for Amanda Ribas to drop down to 115, and yeah, so I'm super excited for this fight. I don't know about you guys, no, really, I don't know how they keep making this shit main events. Like, why isn't Why isn't Kopylov versus Curtis the main event? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think Kopylov versus Curtis is going to go 3 rounds anyways, but that's the reason why you would make it the main event. So we don't have to watch fucking 5 rounds of fucking female WNBA. Female WNBA. Female MMA. Holy shit. But yeah, I haven't done any fucking research for this card. I don't even know why I fucking took pictures of this shit because I don't even know what the fuck to say on this shit. Like Ponzi versus Harris, they're both fucking old as shit. I think that's a even money fight. I'll say this: I will watch tape on that fight, and all I'm gonna do is watch like the first and last minute of both of their recent fights, and just see how quick they look in the beginning and how quick they look in the end. And I'm just gonna pick who looks quicker. That's kind of how I do a lot of my tape, and it works out sometimes. Just take the more athletic person. Makes sense. Inspector, wow, huge fan, long-time supporter. What's good with this? How's it going, Inspector? What's good with the slap fighting training? No, I retired with the slap fighting training. I retired from slap fighting training. No, maybe not forever, but I temporarily retired from slap fighting training, and I temporarily retired from boxing because of oxalate related issues. Basically, getting hit just hurts me too much right now. And I'm an idiot. I should not be smoking any weed at all, but I am. So I'm not really helping myself reduce those symptoms. I'm basically picking weed over combat sports, which is stupid. But that's what I'm doing right now. And I don't know if you were here for this, Inspector, but I had a Vicente Luque getting his brains bashed in by Jeff Neal type brain bleed. I got my brains bashed in by DXM, and I had a brain bleed of my own. And after that happened, the drive to want to get my face slapped by people much bigger than me, because there isn't a bantamweight or a featherweight division right now in slap fight, I just don't think it's fucking worth it. I only have so much brains to damage, you know. But thank you for joining. Like the stream, everybody. Please like the stream. Wonder what Worthless Leg Wound looks like now. He took a picture of it not that long ago, but yeah, send another picture of it in Discord, man. I'm a badass. I have to live with that, but I will defend a beautiful artist. Reading it in Tommy voice is hard though, because the way he speaks in Discord isn't anything at all like the way he actually speaks. Because he talks like I'm a badass and I have to live with that, but I will defend a beautiful artist. Like it doesn't work. Like he has a completely different style of writing than how he speaks. Don't like Worthless. Worthless, good guy. Worthless is a known good guy. Yeah, hate that Worthless guy. No, Worthless is a good guy. We're Worm Brothers. We're Worm Brothers. We are Ohio brothers. Just other side of the Ohio River, so we're very close in proximity. We are both our sisters are addicted to Fent. Both of us are surprisingly like the good one in our family. There's a lot of similarities between me and Big Kev, and Big Kev is gonna make a turnaround in 2025. I'm gonna make sure of it. You guys laugh now, but I'm gonna make sure of it. Well, he's gonna make sure of it. I'm not gonna make sure of it. He's gonna make sure of it. Because it's not hard to quit alcohol. It's not. You just take the right supplements, and then you sleep better, and you feel better, and you eat better, and that's literally it. There's no symptoms. All the symptoms are in your head. Like whenever I thought I was withdrawing from alcohol during that binge, what am I saying? I just blacked out for a second. I am very high right now. Larry Bear. And I was watching Larry take a dump, so I was a little distracted. Big Larry's taking a dump. Please, he's funny when he's digging in there. But I forgot what I was saying. Sorry about that. I'll read chat. Tommy talks like a Western outlaw. I know, I love it. Hang fucking die. Tommy is the best lolcow we have for sure. I'm hearing rumblings though. I'm hearing rumblings of someone, a member in Yarg MMA who doesn't post very much, but I hear this guy absolutely hates Tommy, and I don't know why. He was kind of complaining to me, and I'm like, I think Tommy's great, but don't be surprised if a new character comes in Yarg MMA and just starts going off on Tommy one of these days. That's a 2025 Six Soul prediction. But yeah, he sounds like a video game character. True. Kev, good guy. Don't like Taylor. Big Kev, good guy. Big Taylor. Big Taylor is a good guy too, though. Big Taylor is the one who supplies us with all the beautiful art pictures he draws of someone farting in someone's face, or Conor McGregor raping someone, or a self-portrait of Big Kev peeing. That's a good one too. Or a portrait of him as a pig eating poop, I think. Something like that. I think I'm biggest Tommy hater. You are. I don't know why you, yeah. I don't know why you hate Tommy so much. I think Tommy's hysterical. Did you see Rigo in the headlines recently? LOL. What's up with the original Juru? Yeah, I know. Musical didn't, like, 2 hour-long videos on him, and then like Ronan did an hour-long video on him. I think it's the most pathetic shit. It's the most pathetic shit. Like, I've been where Rigo is right now on a smaller scale, and like, while I can't really defend some of the stuff. It's like watching those. Like, I hate watch those videos on 2x because I couldn't handle it. It made me hate it. Well, I already hated Ronan. I think Ronan is. Well, I'm not even gonna get in. I'm not here to start more beefs. But it made me really hate Ronan even more, and it made me just completely lose all respect for musical. Like, this is me and Big Cage were talking about it. This is a community for degens by degens. Unless there's a video of Rigo actually like trafficking someone or some shit. Unless Rigo was actually the monster they say he is, which he's clearly fucking not. Like, all this shit is fucking stupid. I have like no ties to Rigo. Like, Rigo. Now that I think about it, I don't think Rigo. Do you guys know this? So I thought Rigo banned me from his channel a year and a half ago, but I can see him in other chats and stuff. Like, if he banned me, then I wouldn't be able to see him. I don't think he actually banned me. But I've been thinking about reaching out to Rigo just because I feel so fucking. I feel bad for him. I genuinely feel bad for him because he's like, there's an entire Discord, and all they do is fucking get off on Rigo's misfortune, and it's the stupidest fucking shit ever. And it's fucking dumb. It's just fucking dumb. If you don't like him, don't watch him. Like, you don't need to like dedicate your entire life to virtue. It's just virtue signaling. That's all it is. It's the pedo shit is this generation's like witch hunt, I guess. It's the main thing you can't be, or it's like the communist hunt in the 50s, like the main thing you can't be. So if you call someone that, Like Musical will call anybody that. He will call anybody that besides Wheelchair Juru, who actually is one. He won't call Wheelchair Juru that, but he'll call Nina Drama that. He'll call me that. He'll call Rigo that. None of like, I'm pretty fucking sure that Nina Drama doesn't do anything to kids. Taylor lives off his father. Yes, but this is a new year, new Taylor. He does live off his father, but this is a new year, new Taylor. Want to sit on Wheelchair Drew's neck? I want to snap Wheelchair Drew's neck and then just force feed him a whole bunch of DXM, and he would be a good person after that. I promise you, because he's not a complete retard. He's just so angry that he just goes in these stupid little cycles. If he just disassociated with a little bit of ketamine or with a little bit of DXM, I think there's a good person in there. But yeah, he's a piece of shit. I think you are his biggest hitter. You see the drawing of his ass bleeding? Did I see the drawing of his ass bleeding? Did he send? He sent a whole bunch of pictures recently. I saved all of them, so I think I saw it, but I'm not entirely sure. If not, send it in Discord. 15-minute Rico video. This will feed my kid. Oh, you just brought up. I'm only gonna say this, but behind the scenes, but not. I'm not even gonna say that. No, sure. I can't say. You're gonna hear some fucking crazy shit. So you're gonna have another 6-hole prediction. You're gonna hear some crazy fucking shit regarding Musical and his loved ones. Facts. This is a degenerate community. That's why we love it. I know, dude. Like that's why it's the only community I've ever felt accepted in, because I'm a degen too. Like I'm in different other communities, and I have to not show my dark sense of humor, or I have to curtail it at least, for fear of being ridiculed. And I was ostracized and ridiculed for a year too. So it's not like I'm really accepted anywhere. But Yarg MMA accepts me, so I think Yarg MMA accepts me. I think Big Kev accepts me. He won't admit it, but he's gonna accept my help. He's gonna accept my help. And Big Kev, he's gonna quit drinking Yang in 2025, and he's gonna stick that massive hog inside some stupid skanks sloppy slop box in 2025. That's another 6-hole prediction, and I'm gonna make sure it happens. But first, we're probably going to need alcohol to make sure he gets laid. So we're going to get him laid first, and then he's going to quit drinking. Yeah, Rigo would get dominated by a preschooler who don't know how incapable of and T-Dog holding it down in there. Yeah. So me and T-Dog have an interesting relationship. I'll say that. Everyone thinks I'm T-Dog because I told him to impersonate me. And he did a really good job impersonating me. But I don't know what my end game was. Like, I don't even know why I told him to do it. He just went along with it. He's not a shape hating on Jugo. Wait, who's not a shape? Who's not a sheep? Wow, he's super gay for calling Nina Drama. That no respect. I know, dude. He made an entire Inspector. Did you see the musical video that he did with Sewer King? That entire video is just a song about Nina being a pedo. Like that's insane. And this, like, I will say that, like, you can't have that take. You can't call Nina Drama a pedo for posting her cleavage on Twitter when you posted not one, not two, but 3 videos of your penis in Discord. And I know at least one of them, Nubby was in that group chat, a 12-year-old Nubby. Like you can't call her a degenerate when you've done so much worse. And I'm not bashing Musical for those videos. Those videos were fucking hysterical. I think Musical should make more of those videos. They were very creative, but they were super degenerate. They were super degenerate, way more degenerate than anything Nina Drama has ever done. And I fucking hate Nina Drama. I never watch Nina Drama ever anymore. I watched her in the beginning with her Sean Strickland things, but then once you start hating Strickland, there's no reason to watch Nina Drama anymore because she edits like a 12-year. Her and I don't know why Musical hates Nina so much because they both have video editing like a retarded 12-year-old. They both do the same shit. Like their style of like my only knock on Musical as a talent has always been his shitty editing skills. His 12-year-old autistic retard editing skills. And she edits exactly, or she doesn't edit it, but her editor edits exactly the same. You would think they would like they would get along. And this is my theory. This is my theory on Musical. I don't think he hates Rigo, and I don't think he hates Nina Drama. I think he loves Rigo, and I think he loves Nina Drama. That's my theory. Because you wouldn't do all these videos, you wouldn't consume all of this content that they make unless you actually liked them, you know? It's so grifty, like all those YouTube pet hunter channels. Oh my God, easy way to get views. Yes, it's like people always want to feel like they're a good person. People always fucking want to feel like they're a good person. And that's like the most, I would say, not being a pedo is like the most baseline, like the vast majority of people can relate to that. Most people aren't pedos. So it's like the most baseline, easy thing to trigger an emotion. And it's like the worst thing ever too, if you are. So it's such an easy thing to trigger for people to feel good about themselves and everything. And yeah, dude. I just think calling someone that is just fucking ridiculous. Type it in Discord. Wait, type what in Discord? Type what in Discord? Oh no. Oh, what's gonna happen? I will say if you DM me, I will say what I will say. Yeah, just DM me. I remember Musical was the main culprit for the original live. How do you get out of that unscathed and still friends with Guru? Dude, I don't fucking that's what I don't understand, dude. Like Musical, well, yeah, musical, and I keep forgetting his name, but Musical's friend that he knew from the Red Bar scene, I can't remember his fucking name. It was their operation, and yeah, they're the reason why his name got out, and it doesn't fucking matter anyways. Like it doesn't fucking like Guru's name was gonna get out, like with all the people Guru's pissed off over the years, like his name was gonna get out by now anyways. I just think it's crazy for like the main docs, which is like the one that happened more recently, which was Wheelchair Guru using me to dox Guru basically. Like Musical defended Guru the entire time, and I couldn't understand that. It's like I can't, and Wheelchair Guru is still allowed in Guru's community, but I'm not. It's so fucking weird. It's so fucking weird. Like I don't fucking understand. Drinking Yang right now. I know you're drinking Yang right now. You're always drinking Yang. Appreciate you watching, Big Kev. So Big Kev, if I send you supplements, vitamin A, and then a certain type of B1 and B9, if you just take them every day, I promise you, like if you so choose, if you want to stop drinking or cut back on the drinking, it will make it so you won't have withdrawal symptoms. At least that's my theory. I'm not entirely sure because you've been drinking for like 15 years. I only drank for 8 months, but I went super hard for it in 8 months. Super hard for it in 8 months, and there was zero withdrawal symptoms, except I've had the most explosive diarrhea of my life the past 2 weeks. But that's just my body repopulating. I'm getting rid of all the horrible shit, and I'm repopulating it with all the probiotics and everything. Yeah, your argument may taken over. We need Jalal back, but I guess I guess Jalal won't. Jalal doesn't want me. I will promise. I won't. We need Jalal back. If that means me not being a mod, that's fine. But like, I don't understand. Like, I'm not really an overly zealous mod, anyways. I only deleted the messages he wrote that are blatant lies about me and like mixing up lores and shit. Like he was mixing up my sister with Big Kev's sister. I can't be having that. Bald idiot right now. I can't take this. Now I know T-Dog holding. You guys ain't the same person. No, T-Dog longer than Gap. Okay, well, Cage and Paul, they think that like I have said this before. Like I am very, very. I'm like the closest, as close as you can be in musical's inner circle. That's, if you want to know who I am, like that's who I am. And I never post in there. Like I stopped posting there a long time ago because I'm so sick. I don't sign off on all the hatred and all the just musical's only making videos on Rigo because it's getting him views, and it's fucking bullshit. Like, it's so, yeah. Thank you, Big Larry. Big Larry knows it. I know Big T-Dog. I know T-Dog's awesome. Not King Nubby, that's comedy. Dude, I know he got he put the King Nubby video was he posted in the Inner Jerusalem chat. It was Thumb, and they were drunk, and Thumb was thumbing his penis skin, his scrotum, and he made a pee-pee balloon. Like he was the original pee-pee balloon. I also did the pee-pee balloon in a completely different way, in an unintentional way, 2 years later. But I didn't take it. Larry Bear, please get off. Please. Larry Bear, Big Larry. Thank you. He jumps on my tank tops and swings on them, and all my shirts now have giant holes in it because he does that. Yeah, he's trying to get some attention from the community. Even Kez bald ass could figure it out. I know, it's crazy. Mark Calzone, yes, Mark Calzone, that guy. Yeah. I criticized Wheelchair Drew for proxy doxing Guru 2 through your stream clip. He's no better at that point. No, he's worse. He's worse because he's the one that gave it all the attention. Like it was through Wheelchair Drew that gave it thousands of views. Before that, like my original stream, like I said this once, I've said this again. I did not reveal his name to anyone that didn't know it. Everyone that was in that stream knew his name already. So there might have been one. Okay, I'll say there might have been one or two that weren't, but I didn't reveal anything like crazy. But when I did that, they immediately reported to Guru that I did. And to this day, Guru thinks that like I'm like this horrible person that like I went rogue or whatever, but that's not what happened, you know. Now Drew, built from meeting kids, biggest piece of shit around. He's definitely the biggest piece of shit around, but it's just his anger. Like I'm pretty sure he was probably like consider the facts. He's the angriest person by far in Jerusalem, and we have a lot of Ian might be angrier. I don't know. Ian might be angrier, but he's Ian levels of angry. And what is it? And what happened to Ian when he was a kid? You know? So I have a little bit of compassion for Drew just because despite all the fucking horrible things he's done and all for nothing too, like me and him never even had an original beef. He just jumped on it because he's retarded. Just like everyone in that group who just jumped on it. Cheddarhead, Chrissy J, fucking retards. Jamal Hollowbill will be back. I hope Jalal will be back. I thought you are T-Dog because Paul told me. That's basically it. Okay, yeah. So no, yeah, T-Dog's been around for fucking ever. And I told him all I said, I could show you the fucking DMs. I just told him, he knows my style, but just like, I was like, just talk about drugs, talk about trannies, and go crazy. Just that's just pretty much all I said. And so I guess he's done a really good job. There's a whole Rip T-Dog thing in Guru. Wait, there is a whole Rip T-Dog thing? Wait, what? Paul's so dumb. It's not the same T-Dog. I thought T-Dog was just your alt personality. Yes. He's not. What's his name? Musical thinks that because he's retarded. But it's not. Drew's anger is funny. He had Rigo's thumbnail and in the title for like 40 videos straight. Oh, I know. He still does that. I think whenever Drew does stream, which is like super rare, he will still have like hate towards Rigo in the thing. And here's the thing. Like, and I can expose all these fucking retards right now. And this is why I am Team Rigo, even though I don't really like Rigo that much as a person. Well, I don't want to say it. Rigo is a pretty good streamer, and I think he makes really good esoteric content. He's not always right, but he's the only one doing it, and I respect his grind, and I respect him doing it. He's the only one fucking doing it. He has this ability to get super smarmy and super, I don't know the word for it, but like, his personality can get super grating at times. But the musical group they keep making me defend him because I have to. Like, he hasn't done anything wrong here. Like, oh, he makes fucking edgy jokes. Oh, he has Gen Z gay humor. What the fuck? They all, like, who cares? Like, who fucking cares? That's not. This is not like a bannable offense. This is not like. Rigo's just a troll. Rigo's just like a top tier fucking troll. And I guess that's my biggest thing with Rigo is like he's just not a very genuine person. So it just gets to you sometimes. But I'm always defending. I always feel like I'm always fucking defending him. So anyways, the main people in that Discord who are always like, oh my God, like recently, I think it was Richard F or Tom, your favorite Fed. It's Richard F, Wheelchair Guru, and Tom, your favorite Fred. All three of those people, all three of them. I was there for all the Rigo streams, each separate Rigo streams. There was a Rigo stream where he just railed into he railed into Wheelchair Guru one time. He railed into Richard F one time, and your favorite Fed is Tom. Your favorite Fed. He just railed into him because they're just weird fucking chat members. And I remember it being funny, and then they just haven't been able to get over it since. And the fact that they're obsessed with them shows that I'm right. You would think by now they get over it, but yeah, I think it started with Richard F. Because Richard F always wrote like super gay chat shit, and Rigo went off on him in a really fucking gay tangent, and Richard like I felt his tears. I felt his tears in there, and they made it really funny. It was a good lolcow moment. It was a great, like a S plus tier lolcow moment. The same thing happened with your favorite Fed, and now and then they started watching musical because of that, and then their entire gimmick is just hating on Rigo. Like recently they posted in Discord, oh my God, Rigo said Negro. Like all of us use the hard R, all of us. So what the hell is the point of giggling over Rigo saying, oh my God, he said Negro? Like, what the fuck? It's the stupidest fucking shit. But I want to get off this topic because like, it's stupid talking about it. Because it's not like I want to be like, this is 2020, like we're above it. We're not at the end of Kali Yuga yet. We are in the final days. It is the 2-year anniversary. It is the 2-year anniversary of me getting kicked out of Jerusalem. I only know it because it was It was it's very easy to remember because it was the new year. Um, and don't use hard R. Dude, I always use a hard R. I use it less now, but I always use hard R. Kata Yuga. We're ending Kali Yuga and we're we're entering Kata Yuga. The next 5,000 years are going to be heavily influenced by ketamine. Hopefully for me. Kali Yuga of Jerusalem. Rigo's the most educated in Jerusalem lore and saga. Rigo is, Sixth Soul. In lore and saga. Not really. No, I'm not the most educated in Jerusalem lore because I was kicked out 2 years ago. So there's a lot of Jerusalem lore that I don't know. There's a lot of people in Jerusalem that I don't know because I was kicked out. And while I know that I managed to get back in there for a little bit, but then I left Jerusalem again on my own on an alt before the creation of Calvrat. I forgot what I was saying. And if you don't know, Calvrat was me. Calvrat was just me acting me on an alt, but acting as Sixth Soul, seeing A if musical would notice, and then over the course of 8 months or so, me and musical became good friends again, as we would, because musical likes me whether he fucking admits it or not. Me or Cage, Sneck John. Oh, Sneck's the fucking worst, dude. Sneck is actually the catalyst. Sneck is the catalyst that made me turn that, because if I remember correctly, now my memory's hazy when it comes to this shit, but if I remember correctly, so I kept banning Sneck because Sneck was just griefing me, and he was posting pictures of a 12-year-old girl, and he was spamming. It wasn't just one. He was spamming, and he kept doing it. So I kept banning him. And then Strickland's Burner, that fucking gay little fucking retard, kept bitching to musical about it and whatever. But for whatever reason, musical was mad at me about it, and that interaction took place on stream, and I just snapped in that moment because I was on way too much fucking what's it called, Tongat Ali, the testosterone supplement. I just started taking it that week, and I was taking it at the recommended dose, and the recommended dose is 3 or 4 pills a day, and I cannot handle that level of testosterone. I get way too angry. I'm a hyper responder to this supplement. It just taking one pill every 3 or 4 days gets me to enough testosterone where I have more testosterone than I did when I was 18. For sure, I can feel it. So when I was taking 4 a day, I was just I was looking for a reason to get in a fight, basically. So that was just kind of the lore behind that. And before I streamed that day, I had the strongest urge. My gut was do not fucking stream. For the love of God, do not stream. And I was but I'll just do it for a little bit. And then what started out as a really good stream ended up as the stream that got me kicked from Jerusalem, even though I did nothing wrong. I still say I did nothing wrong. Okay, I'll be honest, wasn't Sneck's intention to get you banned. Burner was just the most powerful mod. No, Burner wasn't even a mod. Well, yes, Sneck never liked me. I don't know, Sneck is certain people just ruin Discord. Sneck is one of, I stand by that. Sneck is one of those people who's there's a certain level of, if you're going to be that level of aggressive towards fucking everyone in Discord besides Burner, who's the fucking, if you're going to be aggressive towards anyone, be aggressive towards him, if you're going to be that level of aggressive towards everyone and you're not a lolcow like Ian, or you're not a lolcow like Tommy, you're just ruining Discord. And I felt I think, I don't know what he's like now. I haven't had any interaction with him in 2 years. But he was I just felt like he was one of those people. And like I said, I wasn't banning him because he was coming at me. I was banning him because he was spamming pictures of a 12-year-old kid. Like that's a bannable offense in my opinion. Your dog, dog, 6 as fuck. Your boy's done. No, that was just Sneck trying to troll. He has no off button. Sadly, Sneck got. But that's the thing. Like Sneck, he's not. It's not. If he was a good lolcow, or if like he contributed something funny about it, like he's just not funny. But I don't know. Like I haven't stepped foot in Jerusalem in a long time, and I have been looking at I like to look at BB Baby just to see how pathetic it is. Him and Ilya were best friends. That does not surprise me. That does not surprise me at all. Same type of autism. Hopefully Ilya is actually I have no fucking. I used to think Ilya was like I used to think it was funny that Ilya represented like the entirety of the Russian people. But then I realized, no, we could have picked any random Russian his age and we would have had Ilya. Like they're all exactly the fucking same. So, so when I came to that realization, I'm like, okay, I don't really give a shit about Ilya anymore. It's nice to have him around. Sometimes he's like a good catalyst, you know, like when it comes to Yarg MMA, we need catalysts. Like we need, like say what you want about Big Kev, say what you want about Taylor. He's a good catalyst, even at his lowest, even at his absolute lowest, when he's recycling the same shit and he's not really contributing that much. He still is contributing, you know, he still is like, he will still give you something to make fun of if you want to, you know? So that's why I never go like super, super duper hard on him. I never go William levels of hard on him. Tommy Taylor, Ian, Jalal. Yeah, well, we need Craze back in there too. Like I don't remember. Craze was the only one I didn't make rage quit. Craze is the one I need to make rage quit. So that's the one I want back because I made Jalal rage quit twice. I made Jalal lose his mind in a fit of porn. Like that's a feather in my cap that like you can say whatever you want about Sick Soul. You can call me a pedo as much as you want. I made Jalal lose his mind. I made him fucking lose his mind. That alone should erase some of the dirt off my name. It's because it was so fucking funny. Joey Godfather. Oh my, Joey is I don't know about you, but I respect Joey more than anyone else by far in Jerusalem. It's not even close. And it's been that way since the day I met him. Like I love all of you guys. Don't get me, I love you, William. I love all you guys. But Joey is truly about that schizo life, and I think he has the perfect amount of mental illness that's very relatable to me, and he's super, and he wears that mental illness on his sleeve, and he's fucking hysterical, and the Joey lore and like the bits and pieces of shit that come out of that come out of Joey. Yeah, he. I think a bigger sin than the musical kicking Kelvrat out of BB Baby was musical kicking Big Sig and Joey out of Beanie Baby for poop emojis. Like what the fuck? Like you don't kick the funny people for like the most basic shit. Like you're not gonna have you can't build a good culture. You can't build a good Discord, funny Discord worth posting in if you're banning people for poop emojis, you know? So yeah, I don't think musical's too emotional to run a Discord. Like I think that's a fact. He's bound to fuck it up because he's too emotional about it. Who dat William guy? I don't know. I haven't seen William in a long time, but I hear William. I hear William is a 6'2", half Curry, half German, South African kickboxing champ. Kickboxing champ? Are you? You're not a kickboxing champ. Are you a kickboxing champ? You're not a kickboxing champ. Not a champ. You train. Joey, good guy. Joey, best guy. Don't feel good. Yeah, exactly, man. Like, don't feel like that's your baseline minimum thing you'll contribute, but it's still contributing, dude. So like it's better than Jalal, who's absent right now, because like, so why is Jalal mad at me? Because all I did was call him a liar. He literally went off on my family. He went off on the way I look. He went off on like personal attacks against me. I don't hold anything against him. All I did was call him out for this blatant and obvious lies. and he's freaked out, dude. And not just that, but I also do a pretty good Jalal impression. Like, I like older women, and I dated a 26-year-old, and I dated a 27-year-old, and I dated a 28-year-old. He literally talks. If you have not heard Jalal in VC, he literally talks like that. And when I did that impression of him, that's when he snapped for the last time. So I apologize. Johnson, like, because I deleted his anal prolapse is not a big deal. I know. I don't know. Like Jalal has posted so much fucking nasty shit. I don't know why. I don't know why he thinks. I don't know why he thinks like I'm the bad guy. Like, I've never posted anything like that, like, ever. What are we gonna do about MMA Joey? Oh, the actual MMA Joey, or the cool MMA Joey? Because the cool MMA Joey in Discord, we do nothing about him. He's his own mythical animal, you know. You can't really do anything about him. When it comes to the fat MMA Joey, who was on Clown Show recently, I don't know. I don't watch MMA Joey, so I really like. I actually don't watch MMA YouTube hardly at all. I will watch like maybe 50% of Guru videos, and I'll watch like his reactions and stuff. And I'll watch like 50% of Rigo videos when it comes to like his esoteric stuff. And I'll watch other like editorial videos here and there. But I don't watch any predictions videos. I don't watch any recap videos. Like, I'm not looking I'm not looking to ruin my mind with other people's perceptions on fights and shit. And my prediction rate has gone up. You can see it in Tapology. It has gone up since I've just relied on my own shit. That's going to continue to go up. So I don't watch a whole lot of MMA YouTube, and I keep it to the shit that I like. It's like, does this look like a funny or interesting Rigo video? Does this look like a funny, interesting Guru video? Yes, then I'll watch it. If not, then I'm probably not watching it. I do watch Clown Show sometimes. I am in there sometimes. Whenever George is on Clown Show, I will watch, because George is my guy. George is the number one streamer I will watch, but I don't consider George doesn't really watch MMA. He's not really. He's associated with the community, but he's not. I don't really consider him an MMA streamer. He's more of an esoteric streamer, so I don't really consider it. A lot of members in there are sensitive to Blackberry left because of the poo stuff. Black Betty. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, Will Black Betty. Like, I like Will Black Betty, but that dude's really sensitive. Like, like, who can? Like, it's just poop. Like Will Black Betty makes the most degenerate, hilarious comments all the time, and I like, he's got a great mind for humor and shit, but then he freaks out over poo stuff. Like, it doesn't. I agree. Like, that's pretty crazy. Champ. Yeah, you're a champ, at least when it comes to making fun of Tay-Tay McDougal. Yeah, the Clown Show just changes channel now. Yes, Clown Unwound. So I don't know if you guys noticed this about Clown, but it was recent. It was one of his last shows. He showed a level of self-reflection and self-awareness that he normally doesn't, and it was very refreshing and very funny. And I was wondering, and it literally happened right when I felt like the change in the air, and I was able to feel like a little bit more like just reflective on everything. I was wondering if he doesn't sit. I wonder if he like has like is more spiritual than he lets on. Because when he started talking about, I'm like, I don't know. He sounded like a completely different person almost. He was a lot more likable. And I've been watching him since then because I'm like, okay, maybe this is a new page in the Clown Show chapter. I really like Clown Show, but he can get too angry and it's too, and you can get stuck in an anger spiral, and then it becomes like a wheelchair guru type thing where it's like it's all there is the anger, and then it becomes pointless, you know? Like, I'm all for anger if it's funny. I'm all for shitting on people if it's funny. Like, this is MMA based YouTube after all, so there's gonna be friction, and there should be friction all the time because that's what makes it interesting. That's why we like MMA, because we like fighting and we like friction. But it shouldn't be so. It should never be in the name of hatred, and it should never be in the name of virtue signaling, like how Musical and Ronan are doing. Like, it should never ever be in that name, because we're all degenerates. None of us should virtue signal. None of us. None of us. Let's see. Ark is back. Yeah, he's been back for a while. His name is Clown Unwound now. His last two. Oh yeah. So on his first, he had the end of the year award shows, and on part one, like halfway through, Gnome Chad gets on, and he talks to what's his name, Giuliano, and for my money, Giuliano is probably the most vile, reprehensible human. Like, I hate him way more than pretty much anyone else, because he's such a Jalal level pathological liar, but no one fucking calls out on it because they all just like think he might fucking donate money to them one day. Like, I hate that guy. And he talks like this, and he's always like this. I always got his stupid fucking teeth, and he always like dodges off, and he doesn't really finish his fucking things. And when I heard him once try like explain his betting strategy that allegedly made him so much money, is the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard of. It was the most basic, stupid, fucking dumb shit so many people do. So many fucking people do it as not like, and he was trying to like advertise it as like this novel thing that made him so much money. No, that dude clearly, like, I've never seen a more obvious case of, yeah, that guy's just a trust fund, baby. And that's fine, but just don't lie about it. Like, he fucking lies about it. And like, and the fact that people are, if anyone actually takes that guy's betting advice based on his that's insane. I thought MMA Joey was funny on Clown Show. He was pretty funny. I agree. He did have some funny one-liners, but the difference between MMA Joey, and this is the reason why I don't like MMA Joey, and someone like Gnome Chad, there's the reason why I fucking love Gnome Chad. Gnome Chad is he has gone through so many different iterations of himself over the last 2 years. Like, he's so erratic, and I have followed him through every single phase, and I will continue to follow him through every single phase because he's just authentic. Like, he just owns everything. Like MMA Joey, like, when he's ever pushed on something, he will just lie about it. If Giuliano is pushed on something, he will just lie about it. Like, and it's a very obvious deflecting lie, and it's funny to listen, and it's funny to watch. When Giuliano versus, like, no one was just exposing Giuliano for just a complete fraud, complete and absolute fraud he is. But what was my point on that? What the fuck is my point on that? Like, I personally don't put much attention to guys like MMA Joey or Giuliano or or really anyone who I feel is not authentic. Jalal, anyone who I feel is like trying to just make an image for whatever reason. Like I don't know, I just feel like it's so dumb because we're all so fucking like schizo, and we're all so fucking crazy that and I feel like the schizoness and the craziness is for the most part celebrated in our community. So like there's no point in like trying to come off like something better than you are. I don't know. It always rubs me the wrong way. And Joey does that. Giuliano does that. Noam Chad will never fuck. He doesn't do that. Like that's just not a Noam Chad thing to do. And the arc he's been on for a while now is like I don't. There's a lot of shit he says that I don't agree with, and like I don't fucking care. Like I don't care. Like I will fucking. I'll still join his cult. I will definitely still join his cult. Because there's most of the stuff he says I do agree with. MMA Joey is schizo. Well, the MMA Joey in Yarg MMA. Well, he is a legitimate schizo, but everyone he's only schizo because he has the gift. He has the true gift of being a white cell. So I feel like I can't speak for MMA Joey, or I'm going to call him Big Joey. MMA Joey is MMA Joey, but Big Joey is our Joey. I can't speak for Big Joey, but I feel like this society kind of it has a certain perspective towards schizophrenia, but schizophrenia is not bad. Schizophrenia is good. Schizophrenia is a side effect to having contact with God. Like that's a fact. Like I will die on that hill. Anyone who's had true God communion, and I'm not saying I have. I think I have, but anyone who has true God communion, as close to pure as possible on this realm, is gonna make you a little bit schizo, because things are so logical in here, and then you actually get fucking like contact with God, and God is not logical. God is not this realm. God is the exact opposite of this realm. So it will make you go haywire. It will fucking reroute your fucking brain wiring and shit. So if you can rein in your schizoness like Joey is able to do, like I feel like I'm able to do pretty damn well. I think it's a good thing. I think it's an adaptation for that higher minds made to deal with extreme levels of trauma. I don't think schizophrenia is a bad thing at all. I think you just have to be aware that you're schizophrenic. The issue is when people are schizophrenic and they're not aware they're schizophrenic. Or maybe they are, but they go through bouts where they forget that they are, and then they get lost in the schizoness. That's when it becomes an issue. But just being schizo is a net benefit, especially now. Maybe not so much in the past, but mark my words, being schizo being schizo is gonna be a trait people are gonna want to have in the future. Like that's a 6-hole prediction. Joey's big nig LARP terrified Taylor. Constant essay threats. Yeah, sometimes sexual assault cases happen, but he's beat every single one of them. And I do often wonder how many of Joey's LARPs are real. Like I know he plays them up for Taylor for sure. Like I know 100% he plays them up for Taylor, but I wonder how many of his victims he says like Big Joey recently said he hooked up with Big Aviona. Is Big Aviona real? I hope, like in my heart and soul, I'm 90% sure at least that she is real, and he did hook up with Big Aviona, because that is the way Joey rolls, and that's why we all love him so much. But I would like confirmation of it, like a victim pose of Big Aviona just like passed out, like ass up or something. That would be fucking great. Giuliano is streaming under you. Is he really? Nice. I fucking hate that guy so much. It's not even him, it's what he represents. Like he's just this pseudo intellectual fucking retard who gives ketamine a bad name, and the only reason people fucking watch him is because he fucking donates fucking hundreds and hundreds, not hundreds, thousands. He said he's donated $15,000 to Guru in 2024. That's what he said. Like to feel that level of inadequacy. Like, I don't care how much money. I don't care if he has $1 billion, $1 trillion. Like, obviously, the $15,000 is nothing to him. Obviously, and that's good. Like, I'm not hating him for the amount of money, but it's the need. He deep down, he knows his opinion isn't worth anything. So he attaches money values to shit. And he reminds me a lot of a childhood friend I had who wasn't rich, but if he was rich, he would absolutely do the same exact thing. And I'm pretty sure the only reason people fucking watch his shit is because, he might Venmo me some money one day. Like, I respect the grind if you want to get paid for watching streams, but like, I have tried watching his streams. I can't make it past 30 seconds. I stopped watching Gnome after the bandana and football gloves arc. That was a long time ago. Dude, start watching Gnome again. Oh, I don't know. Okay, so MMA Bison. I don't know if he'll, like, he's more eccentric now. Oh, and I'll say this. I'll say this about Gnome Chad. I really want to address this about Gnome Chad because it's crazy. It's crazy. It's actually fucking crazy. Recently, Gnome Chad made a video, and he said that like back in February or something, when he used to do the desert streams, when he do the desert morning streams, that he was abducted by an alien or by aliens, and then they cloned him, and then they killed the original. They killed the original. Like, they killed all the clones, and they made the most eccentric one come back as Gnome Chad. And it does match up with the timeline when Gnome Chad started to go super, super, duper eccentric. But he made that video when he said it. And then I remembered I had a very, very strong gut feeling back in February when he was doing those videos. Like, I didn't have a feeling that he was going to be cloned, but I remember thinking, like, George is definitely the type of guy that aliens would be interested in. And he's definitely in an area what I thought in my head was, George better be safe. Like, he better be cautious, because he is the prime candidate for someone to be abducted by an alien. Like I can't think of a better candidate than George to be abducted and cloned by aliens. So when he said that, like, it jogged that memory in me, and like, I tend to believe it happened. I tend to believe it happened, because ever since then, there's been a drastic shift in like, he went from a mostly conservative. I would say not conservative. I would say a neutral conservative, still liberal, but like mostly conservative to complete, like, all the way complete liberal now. And some of the way, like, his mannerisms changed and his sexuality changed, and certain things changed where it's like, yeah, I could see this actually being a clone. And just the fact that I had that gut feeling too. But I highly recommend his streams now. Like, anytime I watch a Gnome Chat stream, I get fucking amped up, dude. Like, he always amps me up. I think he's the best. You don't have to agree with everything he says. You don't have to agree with everything he does. He's been on some pretty evil arcs, which can turn some people around, like, can turn some people off, which I understand. But he's a good watch, because you're always going to get something different with him, and you're always going to learn something. Like, he's more esoterically trained than I am, and I know my shit when it comes to esoteric shit. Although I'm not classically trained. I was trained to be results oriented. So when it comes to, like, the more evil seeming type things, like the rituals and the and the channeling, you can call them demons or fallen angels or that type of shit. I'm less like I don't know the nuts and bolts of like how to do a ritual like that, because I was taught that you don't fucking need to do a ritual like that. There's an entirely different school of esoteric thought where you don't need crystals, you don't need candles, you don't need pentagram, you don't need any of that shit. You just need your mind and your energy. So I do predict that one of these days, me and Gnome Chat are gonna. I think we're gonna collaborate at some point. We have to, because he knows so much when it comes to the classic esoterica, and I know so much when it comes to, I would call it the new, I don't want to say new age, but the new generation of esoterica that kind of not shuns but sheds some of the dogma of the old shit. And I think we'd have a really good back and forth on stream. I don't know how many people in the MMA community would be interested in it, but it's something I'd like to do. Having schizophrenia now is like holding Bitcoin in 2009. Kate, I don't know if I told you this, but in 2000, maybe it's 2009, maybe 2010, somewhere around then, I was begging my friend, because he told me about Bitcoin. It was bumping between $100 and $900. So whenever you can look at the original timeline, whenever it was between $100 and $900, I want to say it was like 2010, 2011. Maybe 2009, somewhere around then. I was begging. I'm like, dude, can you get me involved in this? Because there wasn't exchanges back then. You couldn't just go on Cash App and buy Bitcoin, or you couldn't just go on what's it called, Coinbase, and buy Bitcoin. None of those things existed. You had to actually fucking know how to mine it and shit. And I should have just done the research myself. But I had a friend who was pretty knowledgeable on it, and I was begging him to get me in on it, and he wasn't sold on the idea of Bitcoin being big. He thought it was too speculative, and I thought, even if it is like $100 of Bitcoin, it's worth a couple $100, right? Just in concept. So I feel like as soon as I heard the concept and like saw it in action a little bit, like I knew for sure that it was going to be a big thing. But in other ways, I'm glad that I'm not glad. I'm not glad, because profiting off it is good regardless. But I am not. I think bullish is a horrible invention. I think it's meant to eventually enslave us even more. So like I'm not. Like I don't have any right now. It's not something I'm going to invest in, even though I know it's still a good investment. I think the markets are going to crash probably in February, but like right now, it's probably a really good investment. And then take all of it out, short it in February, and then once the market bottoms out, invest in it again. It will be a good investment for sure. But I personally don't like investing in something that I think is going to be used to enslave me later. That's just my thought. Just because if we're really going to have a digital currency at some point, that digital currency is going to be Bitcoin, and once everything's digital, then it's so easily manipulated. You know, it's like we're all. It makes us all easier to control. You know, it's like get this XX vaccine, or else you don't have ties to your digital money. You know, like they're doing that shit already. So in other countries, so that's why I'm against Bitcoin. But obviously, it's a good investment, because it is the currency of the future. Unfortunately. No Chill kept mocking Giuliano. Oh, I fucking hate No Chill. In his Discord while being on stream, being nice to him in hopes of donos. It's crazy. Oh my god, dude, that's like, I lost respect for everyone, anyone who goes on Juliet musical, Chrissy J, fucking all the like. They're like regular, like if I see you are a mod in his chat, I don't respect you. Like you're in it for the money. That's it. Because they all make fun. That's the thing. Like he's such a lolcow. He's just a fucking retard. Like he's Giuliano is what you get when you get like a semi pseudo intellectual, where he can kind of sound intelligent sometimes, and then you put him, you give him a ton of ketamine, and you're like he's able to to get like downloads of shit. So it's like he actually does have like I can sense in him that he has seen some crazy information just because going down K-holes does that to you, no matter how stupid you are. But now he's gained an ego about it because he's seen this shit, and like you can't gain it. Like that's the whole like takeaway. That's like the main takeaway about any spiritual or esoteric information that you gain is like the trap after is like if you gain an ego about knowing it, then you're trapped. Like that's the devil's trap. Like that's the main function, and he is so locked into that, and he's not able to see that. I don't know if this is making any sense at all, but I haven't pegged so perfectly just because I had a childhood friend that is almost exactly like him. So it comes across as authentic. What comes across as authentic? Repeat yourself again, Tay McDowell. This has been a top tier stream so far. No boring moments. Thank you, criminally underrated channel. Thank you. Like the stream then. Like the stream. Thank you, Inspector. So here's the thing. What's up, Anakin? How's it going? How's it going, my buddy? Yeah, so here's the thing. I was 200 or 300 watch hours away from being the first level of monetized where people would be able to donate to me. And I'd be able to have members and shit. And then this happened. This was like, I don't even remember, like 6 months ago. And then YouTube took down my main. It was my vodka chug channel. I had over I want to say 550,000 views. Like, and for the most part, like 99% of the channel of the traffic driven to my channel was that video alone. Daily, I was still getting hundreds of views, anywhere from like 200 to 400 views just on that video, and have been for years. And just based on that video alone, I was about to get monetized, and then they flagged it and took it down, and I appealed it, but they didn't. They have a strong anti-alcohol shit now, So, but basically, the whole point in saying that is, if musical didn't kick me from Jerusalem, I would have for sure 100% been at least monetized the first part. But I probably would have been fully monetized. And I was having a schizophrenic break. I told Big Joey about this, and I can only tell Big Joey the true depths of the schizophrenic conversation I had with myself in the shower. But it was about like the lost money. Like I feel like I'm owed. I feel like I'm owed. And it was like, what do I do? Like I can get this money back. Like I have the ability to get this back on my own terms, and people aren't going to like it. And so I just had this crazy fucking break that I wish I could talk to you guys about it, but like I'm pretty sure you guys would like burn me alive. Joey's the only one crazy enough where he wouldn't negatively judge me. I'll say that. Joey's awesome. Like Joey would never negatively judge me. I could this is why me and Joey are so cool. Joey could tell me anything. He could tell me fucking anything. He could tell me there's 10 hooker bodies in his trunk right now. Like, I will never turn my back on him ever. And I'm kind of like this with anyone who's loyal. Like he showed loyalty to me when it was not cool to show loyalty to me. So like I have loyalty to him beyond anything. And besides that, he's the only one crazy enough to actually like understand the schizophrenic aspect of what was going on in my head. But yeah, I was going, this was like a few weeks ago, but I was having like a moral dilemma of like, oh my God, like, how do I go about this? Should I go about this? Like, is this right? Is this wrong? And I'm like, and then in the end, I'll say in the end, I came to the right decision, not the right, the the decision that, not even a decision, just a realization that sometimes, like my main purpose on earth, believe it or not, is to help people. That's like the main thing I do, is to help people. But also there's a flip side to that. Things go bad when I help people too much. And I actually karmically, I have to do some things that people will say are horrible, but they're actually not horrible. It's really just karma working through me. It's so hard to describe, but if you watch a George stream, he explains it perfectly. It's like, there is no sin if you don't think it's sin. And I don't think it's sin. George's many story. Do you see my recent video? Hank used to see his reaction. Well, I was, I didn't see your recent video, Anakin, but I was there in the live stream. Like, I watched Hank eat those 3 ghost peppers like a fucking boss. I'll talk about Hank for a little bit. Hank is an enigma because, like, I think he's got a shitload of potential. I pop in his stream sometimes, and he's funny sometimes. He's got really good impressions. And to eat a ghost pepper, and then I saw the pain he was in, and then just to do 2 more after that, like, forever earns my respect. But then, like, him on what's it called? On Clown Unwound, when he was going after George, he just makes such a fucking ass of himself. Hank has it, like, more than anyone else in the community. Hank has this ability to completely lose all of my respect and then gain it back even more. So it's always like back and forth for me. And because it's like that, my overall respect for him is pretty high, because I feel like I'm kind of the same way with people. I have a knack for gaining people's respect and losing people's respect really, really quickly. So I respect his ability to do that to me, if that makes sense. And he's young. Like, I think I'm more lenient towards people these days. Like, I give people more leeway as long as they're not blatant hypocritical liars like Jalal and Giuliano. Those are the only people that I give like no leeway to. But everyone else, I think I'm mostly pretty lenient with. Because back when he was doing the Guru Poo ritual theories, he was also doing Zerko LARP. That's why I'm asking. So it comes from, his stories. Well, what stories do you like? Like, what stories are you talking? Like, I'm not really understanding the question, Tay McDowball. So it comes. Yeah, you're just asking if I think George is authentic. Yes, and I think this version of George, whether you think he's cloned or not, I think this version of George is the most authentic we've ever seen him, and I think his message, whether or not you agree with what he does, I think George's message is the best message. Like, because in my personal opinion, I think Christ had it right, but I think at least 95% of Christians have it completely wrong, and they have it completely backwards. And George is one of the few Christians that's like, he has it exactly the way that I view it, exactly the way. And Christ was a liberator, and if thinking about Christ or Christ consciousness or anything to do with that doesn't give you like free will to do whatever the fuck you want, instead of having guilt or shame about anything, then you're looking at it completely wrong. Then you're worshiping the demiurge. You're not worshiping the true God. And I truly believe that most Christians worship the demiurge. And just watching, if you watch enough George's streams, I think it will. If you're open to it, it will rub off on you that that shameless energy, which some people can view as very negative, but because that shameless energy can lead to like you doing negative things. But if you are truly authentic to yourself, like this is why astrology is so awesome, because it will teach you so much about yourself. And like I know so much more about myself now, and how other people work, and it gave me so much grace and understanding that like my baseline like level of existence, I'm always going to be hated to a certain degree. It gave me so much just relief from that. Like, okay, I don't have to fucking make people try to like me anymore. Like who cares? Like I'm always going to make people fucking hate me. Like that's the role of fucking Pluto. You know, that's Pluto is the most prominent planet in my birth chart by far. And it was the closest to Earth when I was born in this 248-year cycle. Dude, like it's crazy. And like my life follows Pluto's pattern. And now it's in Aquarius. So like my life's changing a lot. And you're going to see so much crazy shit in the next 20 years in everyone's life, in your life, and in the greater whole, because Pluto's going through Aquarius. But that's a fucking what's it called? Long fucking. I'm running out of brain power. I need a fucking drink. You don't know why you so hated, always liked you in your streams. Thank you, Cage. I like people hate me because they know they're supposed to hate me. Like it's like with Woo Lad. Like Woo Lad came at me and shit. And like we had that drunk argument, and then I had another conversation with him, and it didn't go anywhere. And I just felt like he still hated me. But then he asked me to go into VC again, and we just had a great conversation, and like there was no hatred at all. I'm like, I feel like most, like, Musical doesn't hate me at all. Musical loves me. You know, like all the people who hate me, like they have good interactions with me on my alts, you know. So, but it's my role is to be hated in life. I've been hated my entire life, probably more than I've been liked. And that's all, like, that's something that it's a hard cross to bear, but it's like, it's a powerful cross to bear too. It's like, it's something I never understood why, because in my mind, I'm like I'm never the bad guy. Like, I don't want to say I'm never the bad guy. I feel like I can admit when I'm wrong pretty fucking regularly. Like, I feel like I'm better at that than most people. But it's all, people always get mad at me for shit that were like, I'm genuinely not in the wrong, or like I'm barely in the wrong, or like I'm in the wrong, but it's only just a reaction to a much greater wronging that they did to me. And I'm just allowing the law of karma to work through me. No Troll is sure a character knows what he's doing. Is he? I can't even sit through a No Chill stream. He sounds like Jalal. Like, No Chill and Jalal have the same I can't sit through a shit, so I don't know a whole bunch about No Chill. You heard about the stuff going on in New Orleans. Big Sig posted about it. Yeah, I heard Big Sig was the shooter, and he shot up a bunch of people in New Orleans. So I heard about it, but like, I'm not, like, I don't follow, like, I don't watch the news. But what I hear, I generally hear about news events through like Gematria stuff, which I don't even watch, but like I'll get like the recommendations. I find it's not good to focus on murder and shit. Like, there's 8 billion people on the planet. Like, people are going to die every day. Like, even if it's 10 people, 30 people, 100 people, 5,000 people, 10,000 people, that's still such a small fraction of the entirety of what's going on in the planet that like, I just don't feel like it's worth putting my attention to, you know. It's like, cause it's going to make you fearful, you know, like there's shootings going on near me, like a lot, like it's, and I don't think about those. Like, I don't think about the shootings going on in Cleveland unless I explicitly hear it or see it. So I'm not going to think about something that happened in New Orleans, you know. Um, the exact same thing that happened in New Orleans happened in Germany like a week or two ago. Same religion perpetrator. It's 100% set up. I know why too, but I'm not going to yet. Um, well, I'm sure. Well, there's definitely going to be some numerical connections, and there's definitely going to be some tiny hatted connections, obviously. Um, yeah, like it's uh, they're all just psyops, dude. Like all these things are just they're psyops, and that's why I don't like giving my attention to them because they're all planned. Like I knew, I heard there was like another attempt on Trump's life today or something, or I didn't hear. I saw it on like a Jesse on Fire fucking thing. Like I watch like maybe 5% on Jesse on Fire, but I still get his notifications because I think his what's it called? His what's a fucking why can't I think of the fucking word? His clickbait titles I think are always fucking hysterical, and some of his thumbnails are fucking are just gold. They're not like they're lolcow gold, you know. He's not trying to make them funny, but they're funny. And too many people hate on Hank. Yeah, I can't hate. I can't hate on him. Like I feel Hank's been corrupted by well, I here's the thing. Here's the thing about Hank and anyone, Hank, Giuliano, and anyone who watches Musical's video on Rigo and thinks, wow, Rigo's a really bad person. Anyone who watches that and doesn't like throughout every single edit, like I could think like, okay, well, this doesn't really prove anything. Like he's just editing random clips and he's making a narrative to fit his general narrative that Rigo's like this horrible person or whatever. But nothing, literally nothing in that video proved anything other than Rigo's a troll. Like, okay, Rigo's a troll. That's all it proved. So for people like Hank and Giuliano to like, it's like, oh, you gotta watch Clown Show. You gotta watch this video. Promise me you'll watch this video. It'll change your mind about Rigo and George. It's like, it's the most simple-minded sheep fucking like. I laughed so hard at Musicals and Ronan's videos about Rigo because they were so bad and they made me like Rigo like 10 times more. Like I said, maybe part of it is because I know what it's like to be on the Rigo end. So I feel like extra empathy, even though Rigo was one of the ones coming at me. Ironically, in a twist of fate, Rigo was one of the ones coming at me when I was kicked out of Jerusalem 2 years ago, calling me a pedo. He was one of the main ones calling me a pedo. So it's like he had it coming, but like I still feel so bad for him. Like, because you shouldn't. Musical is genuinely trying to like affect Rigo's ability to make money, and that's fucked up. Regardless of what you think about Rigo, regardless of think about anyone, if you think affecting someone's bottom line and their ability to make money, like Musical did it to me, and now he's doing it to Rigo, like that is fucked up, and like he's gonna pay for it. Like he's gonna pay for it. Hank is like Skilla from Temple to me. I was never in Temple, so I don't know. That's the thing. Like I'm not in a whole lot of Discords. Yarg is really like my only main like go to as Six Soul. So I don't know Skilla, Hog, etc. Hungry, so hungry, don't feel good. All hail King Zerka. He got some of the most fun esoteric content, and his Peter jokes are top of the line. I know. I know. George is awesome because he just owns the pedo. Like, what's George's channel called? Magic 7. It's MAGIK, the number 7, and then EVEN, all one word. Can I type it? I might be able to type it. No, I can't actually. Fuck. Cage, I'll link you his channel. But George is the only channel where like if he's streaming and I'm not doing anything, I will join his stream. I'm not always in his chat because his chat is AIDS sometimes because it is the Rigoverse, and a lot of the people in the Rigoverse I'm not the biggest fan of. But George is fucking awesome, dude. Like like people call him a pedo. He says, okay, I'm a fucking pedo, whatever. People call him gay. He's like, okay, I'm gay, whatever. Like people say those trannies, okay, whatever. Like you can say whatever the fuck. Like you can say whatever the fuck, and he'll just own it. That's a level of I don't even know what the word for it is. Just authentic. Like he doesn't like if there's truth in what you're saying about him, he will own it. So I view that as authentic, William. To answer your question. Wonder why Cage thinks he's better than me. Yeah, Cage, why do you think you're better than Big Isaac? Sniff is a monkey. Sniff's a retard, dude. Sniff is a 45-year-old man who's still, I mean, well, I don't know. I'm a 36-year-old man, so maybe I shouldn't be throwing out the age accusations too much, but Sniff's retard. Yeah, he's Paul right-hand man, but at the same time, Noel's genuine like Joey, not a terrible person. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Boulad and me have like we've made each other laugh so much over the years. I know he likes me. It's like when he doesn't have it in his head that he's supposed to hate me, we get along great. Like there's nothing between me and Boulad at all. But when he gets it in his head, like if I say something, like if he hears me say something about musical, like he snaps because I'm not supposed to say something about musical because I'm supposedly worse than him, which I will never agree to that because I'm not the best person, but like I don't go around making hour-long videos shitting on people and trying to like ruin their fucking life. all in the name of virtue signaling. And I just got to say this, like anyone who like okay, fuck it. Let's go scorched yard here. So I really don't like this guy anyways. Ronin MMA. I hate watched his Rigo video on 2X not that long ago. I want to say like a week ago or something. And I normally don't hate watch things, but it made me laugh so hard because this guy was such a he thinks he's slick. This motherfucker thinks he's slick. If anyone's a fucking pedo in the community, it's that guy. Shots fired, but it's fucking that guy. And you can hear it in the way he gets way too like musical gets pious about the pedo shit, but it's not in a way where I feel like, oh, musical's hiding something. Ronan is another level. You have to watch it. Like it's first off, the inflection of his voice. He has the gayest voice I've ever heard in my life. Like Rigo has a gay voice. Fucking Ronan takes that to astronomical levels. He's got like 70 kids, so you know he's fucking gay. He just wants people to fucking like not sniff. Like I can sniff it, Ronan, and you're a fucking piece of shit. And literally, Ronan's video was just a fucking. It was a. Here's what made me laugh about Ronan so much. And this is why he's such a piece of shit, and why he's such a fucking retard. I wonder if I'm a pedo. We're all pedos when it comes. We're all pedos, dude. Who cares? What was I saying? Pedos. No. So Ronan and musical haven't been getting along like that. Like they split. I remember they split like in the summer. It was like 6 months ago, I think at least. I remember musical talking to me about it as Kelvrat. You know, it was a long time ago. Like he banned Kelvrat like months ago now. So I want to say it was like July or June or July, somewhere around then. But at the end of musical's video, he says, I need the Avengers. I need Ronan and Jesse on Fire. You guys need to make Rigo videos too. And in Ronan's video, he's like, I'm glad musical called on me. So I could do like he jumped at the opportunity to do this, even though he doesn't like musical. He just like he gets nothing out of it other than I get an opportunity to shit on Rigo. I'm gonna do it. I don't know. I fucking hate that. Like that guy gives me. I hate that guy worse than Giuliano, and I really hate Giuliano. But I more hate Giuliano based on what he represents more than I hate him. I also hate just looking at Giuliano's room and the amount of like what the fuck do you think that room smells like? And this is me talking, by the way. This is fucking me talking. Look, dude, I haven't drinking I drank a Four Loko yesterday. I drank a Four Loko last morning. But other than that, I haven't drinking Four Loko in over 2 weeks. And there's still Four Lokos. All right, so this is me talking. Giuliano's room looks like it smells like the worst fucking shit. Like, it just smells like cigarettes and smegma, you know? So yeah, like actually my room doesn't smell that bad because the blue raspberry Loco, like I still have some half drink Loco in here. The blue raspberry Loco, it smells really, really strong and it smells good. It just smells like a classic blue raspberry flavor. So you walk in here, you're just hit with Four Loko blue raspberry. It doesn't smell bad. And that's a testament to my non-addiction to alcohol. Like I've been smelling it this entire time. I haven't wanted it. And I drank it yesterday and it was a fun time. I'm not going to lie. It was a fun time, but then I paid the price for it. And I was like, I don't think this is fucking worth it. I'm just like, 2025 is just an alcohol-free. This is going to be an alcohol-free year for me. I went way too hard on it in 2024. I have to be nice to my liver. I really have to be nice. Taylor's still worse. Taylor's still worse than Ronan? No. It's funny how Giuliano shits on bettors like lucrative for promoting gambling, yet does the same. I know. And to clown show points, he condones guru promoting gambling. I know, dude. No, did you actually hear what it was? It wasn't even. It was Giuliano trying to explain it, and then Hank the Tank trying to explain it. This is where I lost all my temporarily. I temporarily lost all my respect for Hank. Hank was like defending Giuliano. He was like, no, Giuliano's technique is like revolutionary because he's like, parlays and stuff. Well, he just does round robins, so you're guaranteed to win. Like that's what he said. That's the fucking genius of the Giuliano fucking method. Oh, I do round robin, so I'm guaranteed to make some money. Like you fucking dumb motherfucker. Like, you have to. That's the Giuliano method right there. Do round robins. Like I swear to God, that's what he's promoting. Just do round robins. He's a fucking moron, dude. And I just hate that he's just trying to say that he got rich off betting, which he didn't. He only makes money or has his money based on the money he got. That's it. You can tell. Like anytime anyone presses him on it, he obviously makes up some bullshit lie. He's a really bad liar. So that's my big issue on him is like he's misleading people. He's the exact thing that Clown Show fucking hates more than anything. So I really hope Clown Show eventually turns on him. He will eventually turn on. That's inevitable. Clown Show will turn on anyone, but will inevitably turn on anyone. But let's see. Want to hurt God that Jew side profile, dude. I know you think Nowicki is a Jew name. It's if I'm Jewish, it's from my mom's side. It's not my dad's side. Because A, I'm not circumcised. B, my dad's not circumcised. C, my grandpa wasn't circumcised. D, no one on my dad's family on that side of the family was circumcised or Jewish. They were all Catholic, all very, very strict Roman Catholic. So to say I'm Jewish based on my nose, which is that happened 12 years ago, just getting hit by elbowed by a 6'5" black guy playing basketball. I did have a big nose before, and I was getting bigger, but like the bump, that's not a Jew bump. That's an injury bump. That's a broken nose bump, and I didn't reset my nose in time. So I'm not saying I'm not Jewish. I will concede that I could totally be Jewish on my mom's side, but the nose does not make me Jewish, and my name does not make me Jewish. That I will die on. I know that for a fact. Want to hurt Tay Tay. I was talking about Taylor's room. A printer supports his broken bread frame. Taylor's room is something else. Yeah, my room is bad, but Taylor's is another level. The cat turd next to his next to his mouse and computer, his keyboard was my favorite. But also the Taylor, the picture of his foot with the chicken, and someone wrote, "Why is your foot more seasoned than the chicken?" That's one of my favorites too. Hope you go to Taylor's house. Here's the thing. I just looking at Taylor's house, I know what it smells like. So like, I don't want to go, but I like ever since I quit drinking, like I don't know, I'm less I'm a little bit less wild in the shit I say and do, I think, in my life, obviously, because I'm not fucking drunk all the time. Like, big fucking surprise, I'm not fucking zonked out of my mind on Loco. So like my will to drive 3.5 hours to only maybe get shot, like if I had confirmation that like if I talked to Taylor, Big Kev, and he said, yeah, you're welcome to come down, or like him and Big Joey. That's the thing. I don't really want to hang out with Big Kev alone. That's the thing. If I can get me and someone else, so like if Sig will drive up, that's kind of a long drive for Sig, but if Sig would drive up, or if a long drive for Big Isaac, but if Isaac would drive, or Big Joey would drive, it's a much shorter drive for Big Joey. If we can get a meetup in West Virginia, I am down to go to West Virginia, but I don't want to just do me and Big Kev, because I feel like there's a high probability he's just going to get drunk and try to assault me or some shit like that, or try to shoot me, like I want to do it for the meme. Yeah, I'm a little bit afraid for my safety. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Clown Show hated Giuliano. Clown Show does hate Giuliano, but then Giuliano came on the show for like 4 hours and talked Clown Show's ear off, and by the end, Clown didn't hate Giuliano. He was kind of he went from hating Giuliano to being like more indifferent towards him, which was kind of surprising to me, because I went from hating Giuliano to, okay, this guy is this. There's nothing redeemable about this guy at all. Yeah, I don't know how that went in Clown Show's head, but I guess actually conversing with someone is different than watching a conversation take place. Round robins are bad for bettors. I know, dude. Objectively speaking, I know, dude. That's the thing. The only time round robins are okay is in NFL, and it's called, I forgot what it's called. Someone's name. It's like the Smith thing, or it's basically when someone is a favorite, or no, when someone is a dog by like 2.5 points, and you like that side, you do the teasers, the Wong teasers. That's what it's called. You do the Wong, parlaying those and doing round robins of the Wong teasers on the small dogs you like, does have a winning percentage, like a sizable winning percentage in the long run. But that's the only scenario. Has nothing to do with MMA. And that's a horrible, like I know from personal experience, I don't say I've never, but like I never bet round robin anymore, because it almost never worked out for me. And I saw it in action, how it's so easy for it to blow up in your face. Round robins only work if you get almost all of your bets right. Like they don't work if you're an average bettor. They're actually really fucking bad if you're an average bettor. The big nose is God-given, so I can sniff Marquette. Not just Ket, also smegma. That's the intended purpose. I know I'm God's chosen people. For all the crazy shit I've done, and I've done a lot of crazy shit. Most recently, binge drinking 4 Locos. binge drinking these motherfuckers for 8 fucking months. And other than projectile vomiting, the worst battery acid for like the last week of it, like I did like no damage to myself. Like, so I am protected. Like, so I might actually be Jewish because I am protected based on all the stupid things I've done. All like the brain bleed. Somehow I survived that. And my brain is working better than ever now. I don't want to say better than ever, but it's working better than it has ever been since the brain bleed, and it's only getting better. Like I'm not really noticing. Like after the brain bleed, I would always forget where I was driving to. Always, fucking always. That doesn't happen to me anymore. I was forgetting what I was speaking about all the time, and now it still happens, but not nearly as much. It's the phenibut. Phenibut, it actually has a neuroprotective aspect to it, and it helps you regain your memory. So if you're bad with memory, take some phenibut. Take some phenibut once a week, like 1.5, 2 grams. Well, I do like 2 grams, but you feel your brain like flood up with like GABA, and like you get fucked up, but it's not in a I'm fucking my body up type of way. You're getting fucked up in like a sensational type. It's hard to describe. But I attribute almost all of my mental regeneration to the fact that I meditate every day and phenibut. I think doing those two things has saved me from my brain bleed, because after the brain bleed for months, I felt like a pressure in my head. It felt like there was like a third eye, like a polyp, just like pressing on my forehead, like right here. It felt that way for months, and that's gone now. So yeah, I recommend phenibut. That as long as you don't abuse it, don't do it every day. You won't like it if you do it every day, but if you do it once a week, it's good for you, or at least it's been good for me. It gives you might be in some Khazar in you, might be some Khazar in you. Well, here's the, like on my mom's side, I'm mostly Russian and Germans, but like I'm Russian and German, so like I don't know. I think I could be Russian Orthodox Jew a little bit, but I don't know. Like I said, my dad's side, it's all Catholic. It's all very Polish and very German. There wasn't like the Jewish stuff. Like I have a Polish nose. Like my grandpa. I saw a side profile of him. I have the same exact nose as him. It looks Jewish, but it's not. And he wasn't Jewish. I don't like. He was Catholic for sure. And like I could be like musical and show you my penis right now. Like I was not circumcised. Like I collect a lot of smegma. Okay. I talk about smegma way too much to be a circumcised human being. You guys know that. Roll the Blob Evans one of these days, man. Hang out with him and Big Seth. I'm pretty sure Big Seth is just a LARP. I do believe that he works at Bob Evans, but I think Big Seth is a figment of his imagination to help him get through the day. I don't think Big Seth is real. Because Big Seth is like randomly the same size as him, and Big Seth has a girlfriend. Like it's just Big Seth is just what Big Kev wants to be. Well, fart. I hope you guys heard that. That was a pretty crazy sound. J-Mart meetup is the move. I am down for a J-Mart meetup, and I don't want to drink in 2025. But if there's a 2025 J-Mart meetup, I will pound some yangs with Big Kev. I will definitely pound some yangs with Big Kev. That's the only beer I actually like. Literally the only beer I've ever had where like commercial beer that I've ever had where I was like, wow, that's actually not bad. I think just don't go to his house and he can't do shit. That's true. But here's the thing: if I just go to J-Mart, there's a good chance he just gets social anxiety and holds himself in his house. And then I just travel to J-Mart for nothing. That's why I want to go, but like I want to go at least knowing someone else is going to go. So like if he gets social anxiety and backs out, I have someone else to hang out with. Also, once again, don't really want to hang out with Big Kev alone. I feel like it was eventually going to get awkward. Okay, but Joey going to Mercy SAM. That's fine. That's fine. Joey gonna bring a broom. Hell yeah, dude. I'll bring a broom and a 6-pack of Yang. Um, he was the backup nose tackle on his high school football team, and the other linemen kept bullying him. And there was one time when they held him down and shoved a broomstick in his ass in the locker room. I didn't hear that from his mouth, but I've heard that from you. I've heard that from other people too. Like he got drunk one time in BC and said that story, and I believe I believe it. It seems like something that would happen to Big Kev, right? Clown Show has been gone for a while. He hasn't been gone for that long. He had the end of the year roll. Like he hasn't streamed lately, but you had a brain bleed like Luke? Yeah, Anakin. So I was abusing DXM. So I was for 8 months. I was abusing DXM and drinking Four Locos every day. And all because I wanted ketamine so much. That's a whole nother story. But basically, you're not supposed to do DXM every single day. And you're not supposed to do DXM with antihistamines. And I was ignoring both those rules. And I was doing DXM every day. And I was using antihistamines, Benadryl, to fall asleep. And one day I was laying on the couch after smoking a bowl, and I just re-upped on my dose of DXM. It was like my 4th or 5th day straight in a row. And I felt a pop in my brain. And I've described this before, but if you know, like, if you have, not everyone has this. So, but if you have a stream of consciousness in your brain, if you notice, like the words generally come from like one direction, like they come from, like, it seems like they come from like either the back of your head or front. Like it always seems like it comes, like you hear a voice in your head and it comes from somewhere. At least that's how I experience it. And then the brain bleed happened, and, like, boom, and all of a sudden that voice, it changed tones, like it changed pitch, and it came from a different point in my head, and it changed aspects of my personality temporarily. And I felt like the cells in my brain like freaking out, like they're like, oh shit, we did too much damage. And it was not a comfortable thing. And I had a pressure in my head for like, I want to say 3 months. It recently went away, like probably the end of November. So about 3 months. I had like what I call, I don't know if it was an actual brain bleed, but it felt like a brain bleed, and it had a significant impact on my personality. Like I was way more chilled out, and I was way more sexually aggressive for like the first 3 months. It just made me just not give a shit about anything sexually, I guess. So it made me more promiscuous, which in the end I guess was a good thing, but like it made me not, it wasn't really me that was fucking those girls. So it's like, I don't know. It's still kind of weird because I made the joke like I brain bled into Seven Soul, because I was like way nicer. Once I brain bled, like my memory was shot. Like I could never remember like what I was thinking about. I could never remember where I was like driving to and shit. But I was just such a nicer person, and but I was also a more carnal person, just more sexual person, and yeah. So I went after. It wasn't a lot of girls, but it was like total like 4 girls. It was 3 girls. It was like 3 girls in 3 weeks. And then the 4th girl, it's a whole nother story that happened months later, last month. I walked through the portal with that girl, and then that made me. So I walked through the portal with that girl for the first time in my life, and then in that night, I got drunker than I'd ever been, and that's when I had like that crazy drunk argument with Wulad in Discord. And I woke up, and from that moment on, like Six Soul kind of came back, and like I was like too aggressive for a while. And just because I fucked that girl in the ass. Well, that's my theory anyways. Like it could have been a couple other things, because I was taking more Tomcat Ali so I could get myself in the mood to go over to this girl's house to have sex with her because this is the craziest girl I've ever been with, ever met, like by a long shot. This girl is crazier than every other girl I've ever been with combined. And I've been with some psychos. Like I attract the crazy people. You know, I'm crazy. I attract the crazies. This girl, 12 out of 10 psycho. So I was taking a lot of those testosterone supplements. So I would have the drive to just plow through all her fucking bullshit out of here so I could fuck her, right? And ever since then, so it could have been all that testosterone, could have been me having anal sex for the first time. I think it was just the marriage of both. And also me coming to the end of my Four Loko binge. And that was when I stopped using DXM for a while. So it was like a perfect storm of me gaining my aggression back. And then for a while I was just too aggressive. And so I started using DXM again. And now I'm back at like I'm back to where I feel like I was roughly before the brain bleed, where like I'm not really aggressive anymore, but like I can get aggressive if like the situation calls for it. Like I'm back at stasis. I'm not like a crazy fucking wild alcoholic anymore. Is basically the point. But I do need, whether it's ketamine or DXM or some sort of dissociative, I do need some dissociative. Having been in my system recently, it helps me so much when it comes to just going about daily life and not being retarded. Like I get too sucked in to people's emotions if I don't take some sort of substance to be like a filter to filter me, if that makes sense. I made up Big Seth. Actually, you did? Well, if you made up Big Seth, well, that makes sense. Yeah. So Big Seth you made up, but Big Seth is now taking on a life in Big Kev's mind. That makes sense. Big Seth. Oh, you got that Dagestan in you. I don't know what you mean by that. Do I have a Dagestan in me? That could be an insult. That could definitely be an insult. Bro, sounds rough. It wasn't rough, dude. It really wasn't rough. Like it was wild, but it wasn't rough. Like 2024 was not a bad year for me at all. Like I live in Cleveland. Significance of that, the what's it called? The eclipse, the solar eclipse, was like it went directly over Cleveland for like 4 minutes. And I looked at it, and like that caused a lot of bad luck, quote unquote bad luck. But all that bad luck like led me to like extreme drug use and like ruining my body and shit. But all that shit was like it was good for my soul. I genuinely needed it. So I wouldn't say it was rough at all. It's just how my 2024 was. I don't think my 2025 will be the same. Anakin, I don't know if you heard this too, but I had bungus worms for the last 4 months. They're gone now, but if you slam Four Lokos enough, you will get bungus worms. Big Kev also has bungus worms too. He's probably had them for the last 15 years. They're an issue. If you have bungus worms, all you got to do is not drink alcohol, not drink soda, don't eat sugar, nothing like that, and just drink a kombucha every day. You will shit them all out in a week, and you'll be back to normal. I took some orange Teslas at this rave at New Year's called Forever Midnight. Nothing more fun than smoking a cig indoors at main stage, bass thumping. All the girls drugged up in a great mood too. Hell yeah, dude. Fucking hell yeah, dude. Dude, I haven't been. Yeah, I am craving ketamine so much. So the thing that kicked me off on this entire fucking binge, I tried to buy ketamine 8-9 months ago. The guy ended up selling me shitty Coke, and I didn't check it until I got home. And that's what threw me off on this binge. And then about a month ago, Big James posted a link, like a 2-FDCK, which is a ketamine derivative that's legal. He posted it. He's like, yeah, you can buy it legally here. So I ordered a whole bunch. And I never got confirmation from the website, and then the website shut down like a few days after. So I've been on a fucking mission to get ketamine for 8-9 months now. It's gonna come. I had a premonition a few weeks ago that it's gonna come soon. The reason why it hasn't come is because the timing wasn't right, but it's supposed to come. So I do believe 2025 is going to be a ket year. If not, 2026 definitely. Like, it's coming soon. I feel it. I've paid $400 now. No, $300. I paid $300 now. I should have, like, and I haven't gotten anything in return besides the shittiest coke I've ever done in my life. So yeah. So I'm karmically owed the ketamine, and I feel like, and I put my body through so much hell in substitution for the ketamine. I'm surprised you turned so quick from crossing the abyss. Took me a while. Maybe it's because you're aware of it. Yeah, that's the thing, Cage. Oh, I wish Big Joey was here, because I'm not going to tell this story until Big Joey's here, because Big Joey's the entire reason for the story. I had a what would Big Joey moment? What would Big Joey do moment? And I did it. And it has to do with crossing the abyss for the second time. But I want to tell it when Big Joey's around. Yeah. So Cage, this is what happened. So I crossed the abyss, I remember, on a Friday, and I got super, super, super fucking plastered. That was the drunkest I'd ever been. And then on a Sunday, I went over again one more time, and I knew it was going to be the last time I'd ever see this bitch, because, like, the craziest. And but in my mind, I thought, okay, if I consciously walk back, like, if I consciously walk back what it felt like energetically doing it the first time, maybe I can undo the damage that I did the first time. And then I did it. I have a whole funny story about that, but I got to save that for Big Joey. But I promise you, it's hilarious. I did it, and then I just became even more aggressive. So I don't think it was my awareness of it. Like I said, and I didn't recover from it until I took the DXM again. That's what got me back to Six Soul. Because it was like a 2 to 3 week period after I crossed the abyss where I was aggressive. That's when I started going at Jalal, like, really aggressively. Like, I probably wouldn't do that now. But yeah, I was also all amped up on testosterone and abyss crossing, you know. But I truly believe, yeah, because it was like the fucking moment I popped a DXM, and I didn't even have a good experience with the DXM. Actually, in fact, a horrible experience, because it's not even the shit I ordered. It's not even what I ordered. I ordered DXM HBR. If that shit is even DXM at all, it's a big if. It's the freebase shit. It's not the HBR, and that shit really fucks up my stomach, and it's just not as fun. But as soon as I took it, like, all the aggressiveness, all the effects of me crossing the abyss went away. And yeah, so I don't feel like there's lasting implications. If you like if I crossed an abyss on stream right now, if there was like an abyss for me to cross on stream right now, I feel like it would have an effect on my mentality until the next time I do DXM, which is probably on Friday. I'm gonna do, even though the DXM I bought 3 bottles of the DXM. So I know the first bottle is tainted, but 2 more bottles I gotta try. So I'm gonna try 2 of those bottles. And even though they're from the same batch, I have in previous batches, I've had bottles from the same batch, 1 bottle be good and 1 bottle be fake. And I don't really know how that happens. They're probably just Chinese fucking manufacturing shit that don't really have strict testing standards and shit. But yeah, UFC Vegas 101 card. You're talking about the card in 10 days. I'm looking at it right now, man. I've been trying to muster up the will and the energy to do some do some tape, to watch some tape on it, because like I said, I don't watch MMA YouTube anymore when it comes to predictions. Like that's a strict no for me, because I got so fucking sick of getting my Tapology picks wrong because I was convinced because of someone else's pick. Like I'd much rather go out on my own sword than someone else's sword. So, and there's a lot of fighters here where, like, I don't know who the fuck they are. Like Austin Bashi, I've heard the name, but I don't know who the fuck that is. Marco Tulio, I know that's Dern's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or something like that. But that's all I know about him. And then there's I just don't really care about any of these fights. Like Ponzi versus Harris is like a good fight like years ago, but like I don't know. They're both so old that I'm gonna watch 2 minutes of tape and I'm just gonna, whoever is faster, whoever looks faster and more crisp, that's who I'm gonna go with. They're both old. Austin Bashi is a really good prospect. But I need to actually like watch him and see how he aligns physically and style wise with Rodriguez, you know? Because Rodriguez is he's the fucking the prospect killer. Usually undeservedly so, but yeah, I'm not really looking forward to this card at all. Like Trey Yogden is on this card. Trey Yardin. Trey Yardin is on the card. Trey Yardin to me is like one of those. There's certain fighters that like they kind of infect the entire card that they get on. I think Marab is one of those. Like there's certain fighters you're like, I don't want to see this motherfucker. Trey Yogden's one of those for me, where I'm like, I don't want to see this motherfucker fight. I hope, and I think, and I hope Moises will beat the shit out of him. But yeah, just the fact that he's on the card is not, But the feature fight is kind of interesting. Al Hassan versus Almeida. Almeida's a pretty big favorite. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I'm not saying Almeida's going to lose this, but I don't think he should be. I think he's like a 3-1 favorite. That's fucking crazy. He should not be a 3-1 favorite. I think that this is probably a fight that ends in the first round. It's probably going to be fireworks. So I don't know. I might go ALA here. I don't know. Wouldn't be surprised if C-Rod fraud checks him. C-Rod is a fraud. It's C-Fraud, but yeah. But I haven't taped Bash. Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, C-Rod is the that's just what he does. He fraud checks people. C-Rod was a big favorite and fumble versus Rosa. I called that one right. There's certain fighters I'm really, really good with. Julian Erosa is one of those. He had 2 fights last year, and I called them both perfectly. And not only did I call them both perfectly in Tapology, but I called the method too. I knew he was gonna fucking get a guillotine on what's his name. Who did he just beat? Can't fucking remember who he just beat, but I knew he was fucking getting. I knew it. Peyton Talbot is on the next pay-per-view. Oh yeah, he's facing. I can't remember who he's facing, but he's facing someone he should beat. Al Hassan might pull an upset. Yeah, Al Hassan is one of the fighters. Like that's one of the fights I'm for sure gonna watch tape on. That's one of the underdogs I'm looking at. That's probably gonna be a fight where, this probably sounds very casual, but for a lot of fights I pick, they just end up being gut decisions at the very end. Like I will do the tape and I'll make my decisions like from a logical standpoint, but I've learned MMA isn't fully logical, and the best thing to do is to not get 100% stuck on the things you see during your tape during your tape watches, because like for instance, like with the Cody Durden Josh Van fight, watching tape, I'm like, okay, Cody Durden's gonna win this like 7 times out of 10. I still think he does win it 7 times out of 10. Just watching the tape, I truly think that. I don't know why he fucking he always gasses, but he gassed extra hard this last fight. I wasn't expecting that. But anyway, so like watching the fight, I was thinking Durden's going to win. And then I was telling everyone Durden's going to win. But then I got the day of, like right before I picked the fight, I had a strong gut feeling that Van was going to win, but I was too hooked onto my Durden pick, and so I picked Durden anyways, and I felt so bad for it because my gut was screaming at me, "No, Van is going to win this." So always, always, always go for your gut, and not your gut in the lead up to the fight. Your gut right before. That's going to be your most accurate. That's going to be your gut's going to have more access to information right before, you know. So always trust your gut more than anything else. The biggest thing about C-Rod fight is he's at 145 now. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm not. Well, I don't really know Bashy, so I'm not really looking forward to it. But if he's good, then I don't know. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research. Almeida looked bad versus Ihor. That's the thing, dude. And Ihor fucking sucks. And Almeida didn't look good versus that wrestler he faced too, who gassed himself out in the first round. I can't remember his name. That really shit guy. That, like, I don't like to throw this term out very much, but it was a literal can that Almeida beat in his debut. Yeah, Almeida hasn't looked good yet. And yeah, that's one. And I'm not like most kickboxers, like they don't really transition that well. Pereira is an anomaly. Hi, Big Larry. Hi, Big Larry. He just wants some kisses and shows butt. Hi. Say hi, Big Larry. Say hi, Big Larry. Best kitty. He is the best kitty by far. Let's see. And Kopylov kept taking him down. Yeah, dude. I think Al Hassan's got. Isn't he like a judo black belt or something? Like he doesn't use it very much, but he can take bitches down. If Al Hassan fights smart, I think he can win this fight for sure. Is he going to fight smart? I don't know. Erosa does well as an underdog. It's the same. Yeah, Erosa does well when people. Well, no, there are some fights where he gets. I'm trying to think of when he got smashed in 2023 pretty bad. I can't remember who though. I think he was an underdog. But now that Erosa is a bantamweight, I can see him being maybe even top 10 at some point, maxing out at 10 or 9. Definitely top 15. I don't think he gets in like the top 5 ever, but not yet. Now that he's not facing people much bigger than him, I'm pretty high on him. Durden is always hit and miss. Very true. Very true. I just felt like Durden was going to be able to pressure him more. And he was. In the first round, he was like, Durden always gasses in the third. But in the Van fight, he gassed in the second. He gassed, like, he literally, like, at the end of the first round, he was huffing and puffing. And flyweights, like, I got to pee. Flyweights should not have that level of cardio. Sorry, big buddy. I'll be right back. So that's a lesson learned. No matter how much tape I like, I will always listen to my gut. Dylan Budka, yes, Dylan Budka, actual can. Dylan Budka is a fucking retard, and he didn't look good versus him. So, Talbot, Hani Barcelos, yes, Barcelos is past his prime, so I'm guessing Talbot is gonna get a knockout. Yeah, I'll probably go Talbot KO on that one. That one hasn't aged well. Shabazian has a fight book with Budka. Really? Dude, Budka is an easy win for... Really? I don't understand that. Like, Shabazian's not great, but he's too good to be fighting Budka. Like, that guy fucking... I mean, middleweight is kind of thin, and like, there are a lot of jobbers in middleweight, but I feel like... I don't know. Some of the matchmaking lately has been kind of strange. It was Padilla that KO'd Rosa. Yes, it was Padilla, yeah. Yeah, I remember people had Padilla over Woodson. I had Padilla over Woodson. I still don't... Padilla was fighting like a fucking retard, dude. Something was wrong with Padilla in that fight, dude. I truly think something was wrong with Padilla in that fight. Because he wasn't taking the shot. Like, he was just rolling with the shots weird, and like his movement was all strange. I think he either hurt himself in the beginning of the fight, or or he came into that fight injured or something. I I want to see a rematch of that fight. I don't think we saw the best of Padilla. Like I'm not huge on Sean Woodson. I don't like that guy to be honest. That lanky Negro. They want Edmund to win bad the same with AJ Dobson. Yeah. But what like but why? Like what does Edmund bring? It's okay, Larry Bear. What does Edmund bring? Like I don't think he has a massive fan base. Like I don't. It is weird. Like there's certain fighters they give super easy matchups to. Like why did they give Bryce Mitchell Chrome Gracie? I don't know. Like it's like I'm glad they gave him a free win, but like why? Like, why Chrome Gracie? You could have given him a free win that's like somewhat competitive and like that actually like makes sense. You know, it's okay, Lair Bear. I always thought Sean Woodson sucks. Yeah, I do too, man. Well, I don't want to say he sucks. He's just a frame bully, dude. Like if Sean Woodson, well, he did fight Padilla, who is kind of the same frame, but I maintain that Padilla was hurt or something was up with him in that fight. Padilla looks great on the ground, but stand up, he looked bad. He looked horrible, dude. Like, and he wasn't taking Woodson shots at all. And Woodson doesn't hit that hard. Like it was very strange. I guarantee you, Benoit Saint Denis will get an easy fight like Bryce did. Yes, I agree too, but I think he should because there aren't many French fighters. It's a good market. So with Benoit Saint Denis, that makes sense because his losses are against good fighters. Like there's no shame in losing to Poirier and Moicano. He should get an easy fight. Like I don't think they should give him someone tough. And he's got an entertaining fight style. Yeah, he's kind of a retard, but like kind of a retard. Like those are the fighters we like. The Gaethjes, the Holloways, the Poiriers. Like sometimes kind of fight retarded, but like that's why we like him. Woodson was once a heavyweight. I know, like what? Like, I don't know how it's even possible. Like now he's a fucking featherweight. I don't like. If I was in MMA, I would be a frame bully too. Like I would probably cut down to fucking flyweight and be a frame bully and beat up on Cody Durden and Josh Fan and just fucking teep kick him to death. So I can't hate on it too much. But at the same time, it's like it's hard for me to respect it. I have much greater respect for the fighters who go into fights at a physical disadvantage. Your DJs of the world, your Frankie Edgars when he was at lightweight, your Colby Covingtons, those type of fighters who know they're going in at a physical disadvantage, and they don't give a shit, and they're still going to go into physical disadvantage. Those are the fighters that I root for. The frame bullies, the length bullies, and yeah, that type of shit. It's hard for me to get behind, especially if they have no real personality like Woodson. BFC, they could give him Elvis Brenner. Brenner's on a losing streak, but Brenner isn't bad though. Like, I don't know, dude. Brenner versus BSD, I think that's a good fight. I would probably take BSD, but I don't think I wouldn't say that's an easy win. Bobby Green, I would say, is an easy win because I don't think Bobby Green has the finishing ability to gain BSD's respect. I just feel like BSD would just fucking mow right through him with with body kicks. You saw Joe Pyfer versus Kelvin for Mexico City. They want Kelvin done. I know, dude. I'm a big Kelvin guy because I'm Kelvrat. I'm a big what's it called? Nasrat and Kelvin guy. That fight night in, I think it was in Dubai or something, when both Nasrat and Kelvin won, was the highlight of Kelvrat Gasparet's short life in Jerusalem. Joel Alvarez versus BFD would be a great fight to make, but they won't do it. Yeah, they won't. That would be cool. I'd probably go Alvarez, but that's another guy I could see getting slumped over by a fucking nasty body kick. Yeah, Yeah, I think Alvarez versus BSD, they can make it, but don't make it next. You know, like we do need BSD to get a win. Um, I think Chandler's fighting Patty, but Chandler versus BSD would be fucking cool. Like I would that's like the old school BSD versus the new school BSD. I would like that, and I think Chandler would get knocked out. So I'm all for that shit. Um, Woodson is on a fight win streak and is yet to get a rank guy. I think that tells you all you need to know, dude. I don't. I'm just not high on him, dude. I think Joel will fight Turner. Um, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. I think Turner is so fucking hit and miss. He's one of those fucking if he shows up, like he's really good. But I don't know. Turner, you just can't trust him. So I'd probably go Alvarez in that fight. Nickel seems small and soy for middleweight. Nickel is small and soy. He's just small. He's just soy. Bo Nickel is he has not done himself any favors when it comes to marketing himself. That's for sure. And none of his wins have been impressive. He hasn't looked good in the cage at all. People saying he beats Hamzat is crazy. Like, that's absolutely crazy. And I don't think Hamzat is that good. I think Hamzat is super overrated, but you can't say those guys are on the same level. I don't think the timeline adds up for Joel versus Turner, but he didn't take any damage, so maybe. Yeah, I don't. When was Turner's last fight? It's been a while for Turner, so he's probably got a fight coming up, I imagine. Ignacio versus Turner, good fight. Or Joel. Ignacio Bahamondes is probably my favorite name in MMA. That's a good sports name. That's a good Bruce Buffer name, you know. You just want to see lanky guys scrap. I don't think UFC will give BSD a hard fight. I just don't see it. And BSD is in a must-win situation. Well, he's not in a. I wouldn't say it's must-win, but it would. His stock would take a hit if he's losing 3 in a row, and like he should get a favorable matchup, but not like a gimme. They shouldn't give him Chrome Gracie, you know. But they should, like I said, give him Chandler, give him someone. He should win, but there's danger there. I think they're going to make Turner versus Fiziev. I could see that. I could see that being a good one. Fiziev's been gone for a while. Turner said he has a fight in March. Okay, cool. Fiziev, he said he has a fight too. Okay, Fiziev said he fight in Saudi. Gamrot Fizzy 2. I can see. I don't think they're going to do Gamrot Fizzy 2, personally. I think Turner Fizzy makes more sense. Yeah, Turner 300. Yeah, so. You ever slap a fat? I've been slapped by a fat. I'm trying to think if I've ever slapped a fat. I got slapped really hard by a fat chick in 9th grade. And because I called her fat. I called her fat. Ironic. She was dating my friend, and my friend, he's almost exactly like Taylor. He's almost exactly like Big Kev, just not as gross. But he's the same prototype, the same what's it called? The same archetype. Same exact archetype as Big Kev, like short, fat, funny guy, kind of stupid, but very charismatic and entertaining. A lot of jokes made at his expense and shit. And he was dating this fat girl at the time. And I made some type of fat joke to her. And she slapped me so hard. And it's the hardest I've ever been slapped, I think. Even harder than like the power slap training that I did for a short time. Because she slapped me so hard, like the sound, it echoed, and we were outside, and everyone turned around and was like, oh! Probably a shitty story, but yeah, I've never slapped a fat, I don't think. Does a female fat count? I actually did, I slapped a fat female ass a whole bunch. Does that count? I think that counts. I used to be a fan of Matt Frivola. His downfall is sad. Lost to two French guys. Oh my God, I know. It's like, I mean, like losing to BSD like that, it's fine, whatever. But losing to Ziam like that, the smile, I don't call him the smile killer. I call him the smile N-word. uh, that guy's a fucking point fighter. Like he's pretty good-ish. He's like good for outside the rankings of lightweight. He's got like a big frame, but like getting knocked out by him is like, yeah, not good. Not a good look. Like I don't know where you go. Like I think Frivola is one of those guys that you should probably give like a bottom of the barrel type because he needs it. Like BSD, I trust that BSD can handle himself versus like the lower mid tier competition. Frivola, it's a little bit more sketchy. So I really hope they're nice with Frivola and don't feed him to like fucking Gene Silva moving up to 155 or some shit. Ziam is booked versus Mike Davis. I'm not really interested in that. I would go Ziam there, but I'm not really that interested in that fight, to be honest. Isn't it crazy how stacked lightweight is compared to when we saw the likes of Gregor, Gillespie, Tony, Jakar, Carlos Ferrer? I mean, the entire sport, I would say, has evolved a lot. But especially like bantamweight, featherweight, and lightweight for sure are just super fucking deep right now. Which makes sense. Like, if you're a big athlete, like if you're a big dude, why the fuck would you go into boxing or MMA? Like, it makes no fucking sense. Like, why would you not be a football player or a basketball player? But if you're my size, you know, if you're a lightweight or below, it makes sense to go into fighting. You're risking less brain damage, and there's less opportunity for you in other sports. So if you're a high level athlete and you're my size, MMA, boxing, or some other combat sport makes sense. But if you're 250 pounds, do you really want to be hit in the head by a 250 pound athlete? Like, I don't. Like, I don't think that's fucking worth it. Like, usually, not always, but usually the bigger the guy, the more severe the CTE as they age. Not always, but usually. So the juice just isn't worth the squeeze when you're that big. So that's why there's so much more. Well, that's my theory anyway, why there's so much more talent in the lower divisions, other than the fact that we also move way faster too. So we're just better athletes because it's easier to be a better athlete when you're moving around 170 pounds versus 270 pounds. Lightweight is not stacked. It's shit. It's not. I don't think it's shit. I agree. I agree with the sentiment that that the top is kind of stale, but the guys rising up are. I think they're pretty good. I wouldn't say it's shit. And lightweight is for me. Lightweight is the division where power, speed, athleticism, and skill all meet, and they make for the most interesting fights. Like, for me, lightweight has always been my favorite division, and it will always be my favorite division. So even if it is in a low point right now, which I don't think it is, I'm always going to like it. They should give Frivola to Trevor Peak. Oh, dude, yeah. Dude, that's a good one. Or Michael Johnson. I totally agree with that. I am 100% on board with that. Peak. Isn't Peak a featherweight, though? Or is he a lightweight? I could have sworn Peak was a featherweight last fight. I could be wrong. No, he's a lightweight. I actually don't remember right now. But yeah, Frivola versus Peak, either way, like that's a fun one. I predict Michael Johnson won't win another fight in the UFC. I just had that gut feeling after he knocked out Ottman. I just had a feeling he wasn't going to win another one after that. Favorite fighter. And right now, my favorite, outside the cage, my favorite personality in terms of trash talk is probably Drickus. Inside the cage, my favorite fighter, easy is Ilya. Ilya is so good. I think he's the best fighter I've ever seen. I think he beats the shit out of Bilal. And It's close. I think Islam definitely takes some wins off Ilya, but in the best of 10 series or best of 11 series, I do believe Ilya has the style and the capability to take at least 6 or 7 off Islam. Because I'm not convinced Islam's going to be able to get Ilya down. Like Ilya has the lower frame. Ilya is going to have the advantage in all those clinching in those 50-50 scenarios. All the issues that Islam had taking Volk down, he's going to have it even worse with Ilya. And standing and on the stand up, it's not even close. Ilya is the best stand up fighter I've ever seen in terms of his technicality and his defense and his speed and his power, and the fact that like he's so technical, but he throws almost everything into almost every shot. Like I love that about him. Like, yeah, Ilya is definitely my favorite fighter inside the cage. And his trash talk has grown leaps and bounds over the past year or two. So Ilya, my number one favorite fighter inside the cage. And Drickus, my favorite on the mic, because he made not one but two grown man children cry, and I gotta love him for that. My favorite fighter no one talks about, Ludovic Klein. That's a good one. Ludovic Klein is good. Who's another good fighter that no one talks about? I like no one lists Joaquin Buckley as one of their favorite fighters. Buckley's been one of my favorite fighters since he joined the UFC. He will always be one of my favorite fighters on the mic, in the ring. I think he's a pretty cool guy. He can be annoying sometimes, but like he actually tries to be entertaining on the mic. He actually tries to have a personality. He's a very good interview, and he's a lot smarter than people give him credit for. And his in-ring style is awesome. His power translates throughout the entire fight. I'm a big Joaquin Buckley guy. I always have been. Big guys don't really have an incentive to learn how to fight either. No danger in everyday life. True. Although there are some cases where, like, if you're big, people want to test themselves against you just because you are big. Like my best friend in high school, he was 300 pounds, at least 300 pounds, huge, 6'1", 6'2", and he was like a big teddy bear. But he had a fight a few times just because people would test him, because he was one of the biggest guys in the school. So the people with an ego would try to test themselves against him, and he could kick some ass for sure. So maybe that was part of it too, but I don't know. In my experience, yeah, some of the big guys, they actually are in a little bit more danger because they're a target for like the smaller, egocentric guys that want to make a name off the big guy. Heavyweight is bad when Mick Parkin is on a winning streak. No, yes, we got to talk about Mick Parkin, because I am so passionate about this. Tybura is gonna fuck that guy up. I don't know what the odds are yet. I know. That fight's taking place like March 22nd, which is like, it's so fucking lame. I have to wait that long. Tybura is Yard MMA's like main like fighter mascot, I would say, is Fat Burra. Marcin Fat Burra. He's a big fat fighter. I'd love to test my fat against him. Yeah, I think I was so heavy on Tybura versus Deniz. I was telling everyone Tybura is gonna fuck him up. And Tybura is this is not the exact same thing. I think Parkin has a much better chance than Deniz did, but I'm still in the same boat. I am team Tybura all the way. Tybura is the ultimate gatekeeper at heavyweight. Everyone below him, he smashes. Everyone above him, he loses to. Like, he's ranked perfectly right now. Yeah, Parkin's gonna have a real tough time, because Parkin has fought nobody. That's my clown show impression. Parkin has fought nobody, literally nobody. And now he's jumping up to Fat Burra, the measuring stick of all measuring sticks in the fat weight division. He's not ready for it. I don't care that he trains with Aspinall. Like, if you hear Aspinall talk about Parkin, like Parkin thinks Aspinall has the same thoughts about Mick Parkin that we all do. He's gonna be a middling heavyweight for a long time. Like he's good enough to be in the UFC. That's it. Like he's good enough to be in the UFC. He is not good enough to beat Fat Burra unless Fat Burra takes a dive. I kind of think Fat Burra took a dive against Spivak. I kind of think that. I'm not 100% convinced, but I'm at least 70% convinced, but I am a little bit biased because I don't want to believe that Fat Burra loses to Spivak. Peak is in lightweight. You lost to Charlie Campbell. Oh yeah, you got his ass beat. I think I picked Peak in that fight too, stupidly. That's one of my worst fight picks of this past year. How do you think Topuria does against Dustin Charles McConnell? Good question. Dustin, I think he beats. I think because I feel like at any point, like anyone who doesn't have an elite ground game, Topuria can just choose to go to his ground game and sub him, you know? So I feel like with Dustin, even though why I like Topuria so much is like he doesn't go to his ground game hardly at all anymore. He just slugs it out. But I feel like Dustin's technical boxing style matches up perfectly with Topuria's technical boxing style because Topuria, he hits harder, he's quicker, he's younger, he has better cardio, he has way less mileage on his body, he's smarter, and he's got the ground game to boot. I think Dustin has a 0% chance against Topuria because Dustin doesn't have the one-shot finishing ability you need to take Topuria out. So I would give Dustin 0 chance, and I actually think if that fight were to take place, I think Dustin would be the underdog, but I don't think he'd be a big underdog. So I think there'd be a ton of money to be made on Topuria if Topuria were to fight Dustin in his last fight. But I don't want to see Dustin fight Topuria because I just think that's easy pickings for Topuria. Charles, I think that's Topuria's one of his biggest challenges in the lightweight division is Charles, because Charles has an extreme length advantage on him, and Charles is not afraid to go to the ground. So I think that's going to neutralize each other, and it's just going to be a stand-up fight. And like Charles doesn't fucking move his head at all, but he's so much longer and he's got a lot of power. He's got the power to knock Topuria out. I feel like that's a 50-50 fight. I don't know who I'd go with for that. But I do believe Charles is a tougher matchup for Topuria than Islam is. I do believe that. Just because of his finishing ability. And I think to beat Topuria, you need to have insane finishing ability. You have to have incredible power or incredible speed or something to get him out of there, because Topuria just builds. Like he starts kind of slow, but not even that slow, and he just builds, and he's so dangerous throughout the entire fight. I think to beat someone like Topuria, you have to match his ability to finish. So someone like Diego Lopez, I don't think Diego Lopez has a big chance at all to beat Topuria when it comes to his skill level, but he has a chance because he has the finishing ability and the early finishing ability. So I would give him like a 10-15% chance to beat Ilya because he can just blitz him early, and he has the frame advantage, and he has the maybe power advantage. I'm not sure on that. But he can match Topuria and even outdo Topuria athletically. Now, when it comes to Moicano, I feel like Topuria is just going to school him on the feet. Like Moicano's gotten a lot better on the feet, but I feel like he's not going to get him on the ground. And I'm not even sure Moicano's ground game is better than Topuria's. I feel like I feel like most matchups at lightweight favor Topuria, and I would go Topuria. But Charles is one of the few where I might actually pick Charles. Wonder what it's like to not go bald at 20 years old. It was nice, dude. It was nice. I wonder what it's like to be 40 years old and to still be lamenting about the fact that you're bald. Like, Big Kev, you cannot change the fact that you're bald. You know? Like, yeah, that sucks. But there are many girls that like fat bald dudes, you know, like they exist. You shouldn't use it as what am I trying to say? You shouldn't use it as a reason you don't get puss. You've proven to yourself you can get puss with how many girls' heads have you put through drywall with your bald head, dude? You are way more than charismatic enough to get as much puss as you want. You just have to stop being so self-defeating. Just stop hating yourself so much. We are here to hate on you for you, you know? Don't hate yourself. I forgot Tybura was matched up with Parkin for London. Yeah, dude. I'm weird, and I that's like one of the upcoming fights I'm really, really looking forward to, because Burra is my guy. Burra is a crafty vet, man. Exactly, Big Sack. Burra is the crafty vet. Burra is the standard of excellence in the heavyweight division. If you don't meet Burra, if you can't meet Burra, like you're shit. Like you're a middling shit, and you're always going to be a middling shit. And what is Parkin going to do? Parkin just doesn't have the he doesn't have the finishing ability to gain Burra's respect. I see Burra finishing Parkin personally. I think Parkin's going to drown. I think it's going to be another like late second round, early third round submission, or maybe ground and pound TKO for Big Burra. This ends badly for Mick Parkin. Like Mick Parkin's riding a high. He hasn't experienced what it's like to lose yet in the UFC. Like he's about to get his ass handed to him by Big Burra. Like this, I don't really agree with this matchmaking, but I kind of do at the same point. Like I do, in the sense that we need Parkin to lose. We need to show him that there's levels to this shit. But he's making a massive step up. So I don't know. It's kind of unfair to Parkin. The fight I wish we had was Patty versus Ilya. They could still do it. And Patty doesn't want, like, I know Patty truly believes he has a chance versus Ilya. I cannot think of a worse possible matchup for Patty than Ilya. Like, Patty has nothing. Absolutely not. Like, he just does not have the power on, like, Charles doesn't move his head on the feet, but he has the power and the length where he can negate it a little bit when it comes to Ilya, especially early on. Patty does not have the power, and he seems to go out of his way to stick his head in there. I just, like, Ilya is chinning that 10 times out of 10. I don't see that fight ending any other way. And I like Patty. A lot of people don't like Patty. I really like Patty. I hope Patty goes far. I just hope whoever's handling Patty's career tells him, stay the fuck away from Ilya. Like, if you want to not get slept horribly, stay the fuck away from Ilya. Because that's a brutal knockout just waiting to happen. Brutal. I think Ilya is insanely hard to finish. Seems to have a really good chin. Yeah, fucking what's his name? The Black Country N-word. Jai Herbert. That was a flush head kick, and he is significantly bigger than Ilya. That was a flush head kick he landed, and Ilya ate it. He fucking ate it too. I remember watching that live and thinking, oh shit, Ilya's going to lose, because I was very confident in Ilya. That I've been confident in all of Ilya's fights. I'm pretty sure no matter who he's fighting, I'd probably pick Ilya no matter what. I'm that much on board with him, and I have that much belief in not just his skill set, not just his brain for the sport, but also his mindset and his preparation and the amount of resources that he has. Like, he was born super, super wealthy. He's a lifelong athlete. He has been doing everything right for 27 fucking years. Like, I will put my money on that over anything else. I will put my money on that over Dagestani inbred grip strength. I will. Although both are very, very smart to put your money on. Spain is on top right now. Ilya and Joel Alvarez. Exciting time to be a fan. They need more, but yeah. Hopefully they go to Spain in 2025. I imagine it'd be a ruckus crowd. Like the French, you don't think, when you think France, you don't think France is going to have a crazy MMA crowd. But the French crowds are like some of the best crowds. I feel like when you go to these lesser visited places, you're gonna get those crazy crowds. So yeah, I want to see a South Africa crowd. They're probably not going to do it just because of infrastructure and South Africa, but I would love to see a South Africa crowd. I'm sure that would be fucking bonkers. Shit, I would like to see a fucking North Korea crowd. Like, what the fuck would that be? Like, go everywhere. Fucking let MMA shine. That's my perspective. Kennedy Edward Chikwu is making noises at heavyweight. Yeah, and there's a lot of light heavyweights. I mean, this is Guru's take, I think, but I agree 100%. Johnny Walker, why are you not at heavyweight, you fucking retard? You're going to keep getting knocked out at light heavyweight when you face a certain level. But Johnny Walker at heavyweight is like a legitimate top 10 guy. He really is, because he's so much faster than these fat fucks. He's a threat. I don't know how Johnny Walker is looking at Kennedy and being like, okay, dude, like, I beat that motherfucker lightweight. Like, Walker about to send in retirement by Goose Cop. Dude, maybe, like, probably, but that's also a winnable fight for Walker. Walker is the greatest KO'd artist of all time. He truly makes an art form out of it. I don't know how each successive time he gets knocked out, it's funnier and funnier. But like, he has spring-loaded knockouts. They're just cartoon knockouts. So I love Walker. So I'm kind of rooting for Walker because I want to see him stay in the UFC. Like, he's great I want to see him get a win. You know, we have to see Walker get a win to lose again, to win and lose. Like, I like Guskov, but I'm rooting for Walker. But if he loses, almost guaranteed 100%, he's going to get sent to the Shadow Realm in a very funny fashion again. I just don't want him to get cut from the UFC if that happens. Jared Gordon was lighting Patty up. Imagine if it was Ilya. Oh boy. I mean, well, true. I mean, I do believe Patty's foot was injured in that, but yeah, like, that is a good point. Patty just has no technical, like, when you look at Patty's stand, like, you're just not impressed, you know? And then you look at Ilya, at least for me, like, I'm more impressed with Ilya than any other fighter I've ever seen. With how everything's so perfect and technical and yet still so powerful and brutal at the same time. How does that, and Patty is so confident. Like, Patty has this confidence about him. He has not lost in the UFC. I'm technically lost, but he has not lost in the UFC. He has this confidence that would just serve him horribly if he were to get matched up with Ilya. Now, maybe if Patty got knocked out before Ilya, and because even if he goes into that fight more cautious, what's he gonna fucking do to Ilya? Like, seriously, what's he gonna do to him? I just don't know. Patty or his son, hand sanitizer boy. I mean, he sunned him verbally because hand sanitizer boy is kind of funny, and throwing hand sanitizer is kind of funny, but deep down, everyone knows Ilya is gonna beat him. Like, if they were to fight, I don't know what the odds would be on that, but I would imagine they would be heavy in Ilya's favor. Alvarez would be a great sparring partner to prepare for Olives. Good point. He's a similar style and frame. Yeah, even longer frame. So that is true. I did not think about that. And like, anything like this, I trust Ilya's preparation more than anyone else's in this entire sport. So that's the main reason over everything else. That's the reason why I'd pick him over Islam. And I'd probably pick him over Olives, just because Islam's already the champ. Olives has already been the champ. Like, their hunger just isn't going to be the same as Ilya moving up to 155 and trying to become the lightweight champ. It's just not going to be. And he's younger. Walker I read that. Walker said he would move to heavyweight, but I don't know why he's not doing it. Yeah, why would you, like, he's a big fucking light heavyweight too. Like, he's got to be minimum, like 235 walking, like, he's huge. He's fucking huge walking into the cage. Like, he's got to be walking around at like 240, 245, 250 even. This is a big motherfucker. Perfect style for heavyweight. Perfect style to just fucking decapitate the fats, the low level fats at heavyweight. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to impose on his brother, but his brother has done shit. So I don't know. You can have two brothers in the same division. I don't. They don't have to fight each other. So I don't really know. They only, like I said, the only thing I think of is his brother. But yeah, Ilya is KOing legends. We never see that happen often. Back to back, and like he's not. He's making him look stupid. He's making him look fucking stupid. Ilya's the. I mean, you can say what you like. Put Ilya versus Prime Aldo. Put Ilya versus Prime Connor. Ilya is fucking smoking those fools. And I really, really rate Prime Connor. I think Prime Connor is one of the most underrated fighters because of his ease of schedule, but like his distance management and everything. Like it was like during the time, it was super revolutionary. And to this day, like we don't really see anyone fight like Connor. There's a few people that kind of do, like what's his name? That fighting nerd, like I can't remember his name right now. Rufy, Marcelo Rufy. He fights like him, and Poteria kind of fights like him, and Till kind of fights like him a little bit in that in and out style. But no one's done it like Connor. And I think Ilya would fucking wipe the floor with Connor. I think he'd do anything he wants to Connor. Prime versus Prime. 27-year-old Connor versus 27-year-old Ilya. Go about it. Ilya wins 10 times out of 10. Anthony Smith could have moved to heavyweight. Dude, that's actually a thought experiment. What would Anthony Smith, like if Anthony Smith like has an epiphany, he's like, yo, I'm just in the wrong weight division. Like, what the fuck? Why don't I move to light heavyweight? Why don't I move to heavyweight? I actually think he would probably beat all the fats too. He probably beats Mick Parkin, you know? So yeah, there's a lot of careers in light heavyweight that could be rejuvenated by just not cutting weight anymore. My issue with Anthony Smith in particular moving to heavyweight is he already drinks way too much, and you see the effect on his body. If he moved to heavyweight, he would have, I'm guessing, zero restriction on the alcohol consumption in his camp, and I would be worried about that. But if he could curtail his alcohol consumption, I would be pro Anthony Smith at heavyweight just to see the delusion that comes from Anthony Smith at heavyweight. Instead, we have to see him quit every fight. I know. Yeah, that's the thing. At heavyweight, his opponents would be quitting before he quits, you know? Like they have like 4 minutes of gas and then they're done. So it seems like it'd be fucking perfect for him, at least at the lower mid levels. Islam fight is going to be hard on the feet, IMO. Ilya seems to have a glaring hole against southpaws, but to your point, he's good preparing and he takes time off to improve. Good point, Cage. Good point. I did not factor in the southpaw thing, but I mean, Dustin's a southpaw too, and I don't think that changes the Dustin matchup at all. Like, would you pick Dustin over Ilya just because he's a southpaw? Like, I wouldn't. And I feel, and I would trust Ilya's, like, yeah, I would trust his preparation. Like, if he's going into a prep camp against Islam, he's gonna leave no stone unturned. I don't feel like he would have that hole going into the fight, but I don't know. Ilya, favorite fighter, yeah, and I like his trash talk too. I didn't like it at first, but like he walks the line of confident. Like he doesn't push the boundaries too much, but he's like, English is like his fourth language or some shit, and he's making a genuine attempt to fucking make it interesting and like talk shit and everything. But I'm gonna smoke a bowl right now, so I'm gonna get my shit and bring it right here. Don't go anywhere. Take a second. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna smoke a bowl and then probably get up. I've been streaming for over 3 hours, and it's hard on the throat. That's the only thing, really. It's hard on the brain a little bit. It's really hard on the throat. Here's my dab I'm smoking out of. I got this new banger. I had a shitty banger for fucking months because like the way it's hooked, like see this hooked to the top. This other banger hooked to the bottom. So I went through. I was decarbing basically so much oil, just basically wasting it. So I got a new one recently, and that was such a good purchase. Like fucking, why did I not do that earlier? I don't fucking know. And this is what I'm smoking now. Midwest. Oh, I have a story about this. I have a good story about this. So yesterday, so I like the taste of these. I like the taste of these, and they're really strong. But yesterday I go to my dealer's house in Cleveland. He walks out of the porch, and it's windy and cold too. He walks out, and like the worst fucking, like when Big Kev says shorts about done, like the worst shorts about done smell I've ever smelled. It smelled like he had, like it smelled like my thought process was like, okay, he hasn't done laundry in at least a couple months, and he's like recycling this for like the 12th or 15th fucking wash, because like his shorts were done like 5 wears ago. Like they were so, I could smell his smegma. Like, and like he's a short guy too. Like, so it was like it was way down, but I could smell his smegma, and I'm like, what the fuck? So anyways, I talked to him for a few minutes, go home, whatever, smoke my weed, and then I go take a piss this morning, and my penis smells exactly the fucking same, dude. The exact same fucking horrific fucking scent. So I think it was a very unique type of scent that my penis has never smelled like before. So something about these dabs metabolizes into the nastiest fucking smegma. And it wouldn't be a Six Soul stream if I didn't at least talk a little bit about smegma, right? So these are my smegma These are my smegma dabs. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. Stuff like that makes me laugh, because I just thought this guy was just a disgusting motherfucker, and he might be a disgusting motherfucker. He could have not showered for days. I don't know. But then the very next day, my penis smells exactly the same. That's the type of shit that makes me chuckle. How far do you think Ruffy goes? Dude, at first, like after his first fight, I was like, damn, this guy has potential. He seems like the second coming of Connor, but just bigger and stronger. But then after his last fight, didn't look good at all. I just think that I feel like he needs more to his game. Like I would say out of the 4 fighting nerds, he probably goes the least far. Because I'm really, really high on Gene Silva. I think Gene Silva could be champion. He has that mix of retardation and autism that can take him really far. And Caio Bahalio is really good too. I think his fight IQ is super underrated. And I think Caio, it has an outside chance to be champion as well. So yeah, I think Marcelo, depending on his matchups, he could be eventually top 10. But if they give him bad matchups, I could see him crashing out too. Like it's very touch and go. Where the fuck is my shit? Okay. It's very touch and go, I would say, for him. But I do like him. Ilya is a bad matchup for Connor. I mean, everyone's a bad matchup for Connor now because he's just a cokehead. But for prime Connor too, yeah. Like even if you're just talking about just a stand-up, Ilya, like Connor was so quick, but Ilya's even quicker. And too defensively sound. I just see Connor getting countered. Like Connor was such a good counter, but I just see the counter striker getting countered in that matchup because he's just too fast. He's just way too fast. No, I wouldn't pick Dustin, and I wouldn't pick Islam either. Oh shit! I just think he has the toughest style in 55 for Ilya. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing. Cage. Yeah, I think Ilya. Yeah, Ilya, Islam. They fight 10 times. Islam wins 3 or 4 times. Like I'm pretty sure. So it's not something it's not something that I would automatically pick Ilya, but I feel like there are certain times where I go against what I think, or I go against my gut, and I just pick who I want to win. Like, because there are certain fighters I'm not picking. Like, I am not picking Israel Adesanya. I'm not picking him. I don't care. I'm not picking him. I don't care. And I feel like Ilya is quickly becoming a fighter where I would pick him no matter what. And I think his skills kind of align with, like, I don't know. Chat, am I wrong for thinking Ilya destroys, not just beats Belal? Beats Belal pillar to post. Belal doesn't even manage to get anything going the entire fight. I think that is one-way traffic the entire fucking time. You think Gene Silva versus Melsick will be close? I usually pick Melsick in his fights. I have to go. So, like, Silva's athletic. Like, I think Silva's one of the best all-around athletes in martial arts right now. He's such a fucking bitch to deal with athletically, and he has that insanely autistic fucking mind on top of it. Dude, I don't know. Like, I'm really, really high on Silva. I think Silva is it's hard to say because we don't know if Ilya is actually vacating 145 or not. Dude, but I would love to see Gene Silva versus Ilya. That's a fight I would fucking love to see at 145 or 155. Because Silva's that type of guy that can match him, that has that finishing ability and can match him athletically. Remember when Guru said his name was Kyle? Yeah, I believed that for a while. I actually believe that. Because there's that video of, like, his mom saying, "I'm home, Kyle," or whatever, but it sounds like she's saying Kyle kind of. So I actually believed that. Feel like Islam will retire before fight. Yeah, dude, I'm getting strong vibes that Islam isn't fighting Ilya, and on top of this, Islam is fighting fucking Armin. I'm not sure, but I think I might be picking for many of the reasons I'd pick Ilya over Islam. I'm thinking like Armin doesn't have as good of a chance as Ilya does, but I still think he's got a really good chance, dude. I think Armin can neutralize all the shit on the ground, and I'm not super high on Armin's stand-up, but, like, I don't know. I just think that's a tough fight. I feel like Islam might be overlooking him. Cause I think Islam is looking at Belal, be like, shit, I want to fucking move up and take this fight. I feel like, I don't know, whether it's Islam or Ilya, someone needs to move up and take Belal's belt. Like, it's so, like, he's not good. I don't care. Like, he's got good side to side movement, yada 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 yada, but, like, he's not fucking good, dude. I don't give a shit what anyone says. He's not fucking good. Belal makes fight look slow and sloppy, and 50-45's Ilya. You think so? Dude, but Belal's too slow. Like, how is Belal ever going to get in on Ilya? That's the thing. Belal is so slow. He's got the speed of, like, a middleweight almost. He's not fast. Even with all the peds he takes, he's not that fast. And Ilya is fast for a featherweight. So I just don't see Belal being able to get in on Ilya. That's my main thing. If he could probably impose his will, but I would go Ilya. I think Ilya knocks him out in a round or two. Guru has the same name as Clembat. So Clembat is a name I hear all the time in clown show circles, but I've never actually watched Clembat myself. Just the name Clembat kind of strikes me the wrong way. I don't know. So I know nothing about Clembat other than he's a classic stooge in MMA YouTube. But almost everyone's a stooge in MMA YouTube at some point. Let's see. When Islam retires, you'll see Usman or Nurmagomedov fight in the UFC. Oh God, I hope not, but probably. Probably. What about Diego? I could see him having the best chance against Ilya if he goes all out in the first 2 minutes. Yeah. I said that earlier. I give Diego a 15% chance of winning that fight. If his strategy, which is the only winning strategy against Ilya for Diego, is going all out in the first couple of minutes. That's usually a strategy. I feel like there's like a 90% chance he's going to get knocked out. Yeah, he's going to get chinned with his wild style. I agree, Anakin. But there is a chance with all the chaos that he brings to the table. There's definitely a chance that he could finish Ilya. That's the only way I could see Ilya lose. I don't think you can beat Ilya just pointing him. Like you need to be dangerous to beat that man, because Ilya's he built like if you're not super threatening, he's gonna build on you. Like we saw that in the Max fight. If Max had a lot more power, and maybe if Max sat on his shots a little bit more in the Ilya fight, maybe he could have done something. But I saw it right away. Max could not gain Ilya's respect with his shots, and that was his downfall. Like, you have to gain his respect. When you saw Ilya fight what's his name, Josh Emmett, even though he got his ass kicked, he had Ilya's respect the entire time, and Ilya fought completely different versus Emmett than he did versus everyone else. Completely different. You have to have that type of attribute to yourself, where Ilya's going to respect you, and Diego does have that attribute. But Diego, yeah, he's just too wild. He's just not technical enough, and that's why I would definitely go Ilya. Glenn Bat did an interview with James Lynch. I have heard some crazy shit about James Lynch. Well, both on the Clown Show, but also like other shit. I don't know how much of it is true. I've never liked James Lynch. To me, James Lynch is a soy version of John Moxley. You know, he looks like John Moxley, just fucking soy and Canadian. I can feel my smegma getting smelly already. Yeah, I could see Diego wrap a head kick around Ilya, but even if he does, there's no guarantee he's going to knock him out. Ilya's got a really good chin, and Ilya, he sees almost everything. He didn't see the head kick, but that was years ago, Drew. Like, I'm pretty sure he's fixed that in his game by now. A lot of people have tried since doesn't work, fix the whole. Yeah. Thanks, guys. James Lynch has a short fuse. I don't mind people with short fuses per se. I can have a short fuse at times. Clown Show has an extremely short fuse at times. I think short fuses can be funny, but James Lynch is like, he strikes me as a fake nice guy, you know? And I don't. Giuliano strikes me as like this too. I don't like fake nice guys. I like real nice guys. Like, this is why I fucking hate Steven Wonderboy Thompson so much. His entire shtick is fake. Nothing about that man is real. So I hate him. And I feel like I probably would like him if he would just be real. Like, he's hiding some extreme darkness. Just let it out, man. Just fucking let it out. Whereas a guy like Luque, he's an actually nice guy. You can tell. That man, I can't imagine him harming a fly or doing anything violent outside of the cage ever. Like, he just radiates that type of, like, you can just tell. You could see it in his fucking aura. GSP, same type of thing. Like, if you're actually just a nice guy, then I like you. But if you're a fake nice guy, I'm always very skeptical of those people, and James Lynch strikes me as one of those guys. And like a lot of those interviewers, like the way they interview fighter, like the way James Lynch bobs his head when he's interviewing a fighter, it's very disingenuous. It's hard to describe, but he's always like, it's too exaggerated where he's putting on a show. I don't like that shit. It don't sit well with me. Mobstar could be the one to do it versus Ilya. I disagree so much on that. I couldn't disagree more. Mobstar doesn't have the finishing ability. Mobstar will never gain Ilya's respect. Maybe he can make it a boring fight, but like, no, I think Ilya destroys Mobstar. Again, it's probably competitive early, but it end up being like the max fight where I think at first Ilya is going to be just barely missing, and then he's just going to chop down the legs a little bit, slow him down a little bit, and he's going to get there. You have to take Ilya out in the first round or maybe second round at the latest. That's if you're in the featherweight division, anyways. Maybe it's a little bit different at lightweight and welterweight, but at featherweight, you got to take that motherfucker out, because if not, he will take you out. If they do Luque versus Prates on a Brazil card, oh god, dude, I kind of have a feeling, dude. I kind of have a feeling they're gonna do that too. Maybe not Prates, but like a matchup like that, they'll give him someone that like he just should not be facing post brain bleed. What do I think of Guru's interview style? Good question. It could be better. It's not bad. He's too rapid fire with questions though. Like it seems like he's not good at keying. Sometimes, like a really good interviewer will notice when the fighter is speaking that the fighter is talking about something they want to talk about, and they will continue to ask questions about that topic. Guru doesn't do that. Guru is just like, oh, next one. And I don't like interviewers that do that. Other than that, I do think he's all right. Like he does interject personality in it. I think he could interject more of his personality in it, because any fighter going to get interviewed by Guru knows his shtick by now. So I think he can be fully himself. I just think he needs to be more present in the moment and notice when to have the fighter continue what they're saying instead of just, okay, next topic. It seems like in Guru's head, he has like a timer and he's like, okay, I got to get this and then this and this and this, when he just needs to let it flow a little bit more. But he also just started too, so I'm sure it'll get better. Like I can't imagine interviewing a fighter and how fucking nervous I'd be the first time. So I'm not like bashing him. I think Arnold Allen unironically has a decent chance. Yeah, I worry about his finishing ability, but when it comes to like his stature and his ability to match up with him athletically, I agree, and grappling wise too. I just don't see. But here's the thing, like on paper, like when you first think about it, it's like, yeah, Arnold does seem like the type of guy that could give Ilya issues. But then when I really think about it, it's like, but can I really see Arnold finishing Ilya or even threatening to finish Ilya? And I can't. So I would go Ilya there. They could do a fire Brazil card early mid-year with Luque versus Prates. With fucking Luque versus Prates. Another brain bleed. But yeah, okay, so I've been streaming for 3 hours and 24 minutes. I'm gonna go for another 6 minutes and end at 3:30. So if you guys have anything you guys to add or any questions for me, ask now. Also, if you want to donate, I would appreciate it, but no, what's it called? No begging or anything, but my Cash App 6 Soul, the name 6, the number 6 Soul, not SIX Soul, number 6 Soul. You'll see it anyways. Like it'll say Ryan Nowicki, so you'll know it's me anyways. If you want to donate for this stream, I would appreciate it. But if not, I'm not expecting it. But yes, ask away because you guys got 5 minutes left. And maybe I'm going to drink another Four Loko when I get done. If I were to, like, I drank yesterday, but I drank first thing in the morning. And if I were to ever drink in 2025, it's either with Big Kev and Big Joey slamming yangs, or it's like first thing in the morning. Like drinking at night, I've learned like drinking at night is like the dumbest thing you can do. It really is. You're compounding all the negative effects of alcohol by sleeping on it. When you when you drink in the morning, you're fucking great. Like you get no hangovers. You get the most amount of your alcohol. You get way more fucked up because you have no food in your stomach. It's fucking awesome, dude. Like if there's one thing I could impart on Big Kev is like drink more in the morning. Drink more in the morning. And then if you got work, just drink really early in the morning and you can pass out a little bit and then you wake up, you feel great, and then go. Oh shit, whoops. Did not mean to do that. I am running out of juice with 4 minutes left. So I have a quick story to tell. So when I went in the shower today, that smegma smell, it was so bad. It was like, it smells like I hadn't showered for like 10 days, but it had been like 2 days. So I'm guessing it has to be from this shit, because why would my dick all of a sudden start smelling it? You could say, oh, I was smelling my dick when I met my dealer yesterday, but I wasn't, because I would have smelled it in the car first off. And yeah, I smell my dick. I'm gonna smell my dick right now on stream and then leave. Oh my god, dude! I showered like around 6 hours ago or so. I washed the fuck out of my dick with like 2 different soaps too. And I had the fucking water fucking going on it for like at least 5 minutes. Washed the hell out of it. It's already smelling like it. So I've had this brand before, but and I haven't had issues like with smegma. But yeah, if you're ever in the Michigan area and you're getting extracts, know that cherry pie for sure, and maybe I think Durban poison and something kiwi. Those are the three flavors that I have. Definitely the cherry pie. It makes your smegma smell beyond rancid. And I have been harvesting a lot of smegma since I quit drinking. But on that note, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to see if I can harvest more smegma. And I'm going to do what Musical does and I trying to stop, but shit, I actually can't. Shit, no, I actually can't this time. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. God damn it.